Something bad is gonna happen tomorrow. Trust me, you guys. I got a feeling about this one. Guys, something bad is gonna happen tomorrow, you guys. Trust me, I got a feeling about this one. Think it's a coincidence? What else could have happened on that date? Think back. Think back long and hard, people.
Well, good evening to you, the Sniffle Screw, or the Sniffle Squad. God, I had a great intro and I already fucked it up. I think I might have the disease. It affects old people, right? So my mind is already going. I was going to say Sniffle Squad and Flu Crew, and he came out Sniffle Screw. Well, I guess we're all screwed because we're going to have the sniffles. It's a bad case of the sniffles going around. We're all dead men. Now, I've been watching this for 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks now. I think everybody's been kind of paying attention to it. And I fucking love a happening. You know, about 2 or 3 years back, it was mostly riots. Remember Justice for Jamar? There were the riots in Baltimore and Washington. Oh my God, that was energetic. It was fun to watch. But this is in its whole, it's on a whole nother level. Where do you go with it? I mean, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, we've had a lot going on. We got a J-curve taking effect right now, chat. Looks like a population explosion, but the population is sick, dying people rather than healthy ones. Somebody had made this little graph, and it's already outdated, but it gives you a good idea of what you're looking at. Look at that. There's SARS. Look at SARS limping along. Oh, isn't that adorable? Oh, SARS, you're so cute. Look at you. Oh my God, somebody take a picture. Let's put it in a photo album. SARS, look, they think they're a big boy now. And there's Wuhan. There's that coronavirus. That's Corona-chan. Look at that shit. Straight the fuck up. There's no brakes on this train. She's going full speed ahead. All right, SARS took its lazy ass 8 months to get to where it was going. MERS, don't even bring it up. Took a year to get like 100 people. It took forever. And both of them, MERS and SARS, only killed 800 or so people apiece. But our little NCOV, our woo flu, already has, well, according to this chart, the numbers will be updated, but tens of thousands of people infected, and we're getting that death count. That's starting to roll now. Every day the update's coming in. It's 50 or more people dying, spreading around the world, getting out there, spreading her wings and flying like the little bat-infested disease she is. Now, this is bad news for the world, of course. We're all going to die. But it's great news if you're into Bitcoin. A man sneezes in China, and now everybody's getting a goddamn Lambo. Look at that. Since the start of this epidemic, it's nothing but there's no ceiling on this baby. All right, it's time to invest. Altcoin, gold and silver, straight through the fucking roof. See this? This is presented by Jimco. This is really high-end financial analysis. I pinpointed the exact moment that a man sneezed in China. So you can see the growth potential here. It's a rocket to the moon. All right, we're going to Jupiter, baby. All right, it's past the moon. Fuck the moon. Jupiter, here we come. I predict by next month, a single Bitcoin is going to be worth $20 trillion. Don't quote me on that. Now, sad news for you out there that are hoping that this pandemic, I'm calling it a pandemic because other people now are finally calling it a fucking pandemic. Sad news out there for you. If you were hoping that this was going to slow down, that people were going to somehow survive it. A report coming in from our African reporters. Apparently, the Ebola cult, I'm sure you're all familiar with them. The white men that were trying to curse Africa with their blood goddess. Apparently, the head of the Ebola cult has officially set up an altar to Corona-chan. They're going all in. All right, they've switched horses midstream. Ebola, she's a great girl. We all love her, okay? Charming young lady, but her time has come. It's come and gone. and it's time for somebody else to take over. And that girl is our little Corona Chan. Look, they've got the altar set up. The offerings have been made. Head priest was out there in his hazmat suit. And what have these prayers done? Huh? What have they done? How have they affected the totals? Let's look at the new tally. What does the big board say on how fucked the world is? Well, 17,386 confirmed cases, 362 fatalities. You know, the last stream I did, we were in the 7,000 infected. It's been 3-4 days, and we're at 17,000 infected. It just won't stop. You know, and even this background map, this little background picture that I'm using, I wanted to try to give myself a visualization of kind of where the worst areas were. You know, using Johns Hopkins, using BNO as sources because they cite the official numbers to give me an idea of what provinces were the most fucked. So you have Hubei, which is in the middle, which is now over by itself, that one province, that's where Wuhan is. Over 11,000 infected, just in Hubei. Then you have Henan, Hunan, Guangdong, and Zhengdao. I don't know how to pronounce any of this shit. But those are the 5 ones that have the highest infection rate. Those are the 5 ones that have the most critical and severe cases. Now, you want to see something interesting? You know, the whole idea of, was it this biological laboratory? Did that play some kind of role? The virology lab, the university lab? There's been a lot of speculation and articles coming from all sorts of different media sources saying, did this play a role? Is this a biological weapon that got loose intentionally or unintentionally? Well, if Hubei is the area that this is located, then we should expect to see the numbers growing, you know, out in a radius from there. Well, we see it goes directly above and below, and it's going a little to the right. Well, let's pull up the newest numbers. Let's take a look at the provinces that are the most affected at the moment and see if they correspond or where they are geographically in relation to to Hubei. I think you'll find it educational. So there we go. Hubei province, 11,000 cases. Zhejiang, of course, Guangdong, Henan, and Hunan. So now we've got Anhui, Jingzhou, and Quangqing. I don't know how to pronounce any of these, but where are they on the map? Oh, what do you know? They're directly surrounding it. It's becoming a little circle. It's going out in a circular pattern of death. It's like if you flushed a toilet toilet of infection that's sweeping around China right now outwards from Hubei. It's coming from Wuhan. And it just spreads further and further and further. Oh, there's been some developments. You know, I've been kind of torn on this. Is how much am I going to cover it? How much are we going to look at this? Because it seems like every day it just gets catastrophically worse. More and more horrible shit happens. You know, there have been multiple countries that have tried to close their land border and shut off flights. Not as effective as they had hoped it would be. There are already cases in Russia. Mongolia has 2 cases, which may as well be in Mongolia because it's right at the border. North Korea quite literally is surrounded by this disease. You've got other nations. I don't know how Laos has been able to survive considering every nation around it is infected, or Bhutan or any of these others, but they're hanging on by a thread. Just by a thread. But you have multiple stories coming out of all these different nations on the measures they're going to take to contain this, on top of what China's doing. So it's hard to see how much coverage do you give it, how many days do we stream about it? Well, I want to take us back a little. It's the last few streams, because we talked about the horrible racism our poor Chinese compatriots are facing right now. I'm sure you remember this. Bat Soup Girl, our social media star that decided she wanted to eat bat ass, and everybody went and jumped down her throat, and then her quote to the press was, I shouldn't eat bats. Wow, what a revelation. Mark that one down on a calendar. Celebrate that knowledge every year, honey. I shouldn't eat bats. But this has led to terrible racist attacks. Full on fucking racism. Right in the heart of Canada, of all places. Ontario School Board warns that coronavirus concerns veer into anti-Chinese racism. Not anti-Chinese race, anything but that. You know, last stream I said that there was going to be a major narrative push, a big media push about how you needed to be accepting of this disease or you're a racist. You have to let them cough on you to prove that you're virtuous. And boy, they have been ramping that shit up. And it's been going on now in the background for a while. So you've got multiple stories coming out. Here's one from Global News. Coronavirus outbreak. You can see the rating on this. Racism against Asian community rises as coronavirus spreads. Oh, God, I hope they don't have hurt feelings. You know, like my hurt immune system from the pathogen that they fucking let loose upon the world. Oh, but they're precious feelings. We would want to get those hurt. All these bigots out there. We need people to start a media campaign to tell everybody, hey, better be nice. These Chinese people don't like to be picked on. They've got sensitive fucking feelings. Here's a little sampling from social media and from news articles to give you an idea of the just ridiculous shit that fucking morons are saying. Angry Asian man, the coronavirus is new, but the disease of xenophobia and racism aren't. And as a history has shown, outbreaks of the latter are potentially harder to contain and far more lethal. Now he's saying that with a straight face as 20,000 fucking people are infected. Here's one from Jagmeet Sinj, who I think is one of Trudeau's cabinet members, but don't quote me on that. The stories of discrimination coming from Chinese Canadians are heartbreaking. The stigma is based on racism, not facts. Our medical professionals are working hard to keep us safe and fight the coronavirus. Let's not hurt our communities by turning on our friends and neighbors. A few news articles. A new virus stirs up ancient hatred. Xenophobia is a pre-existing condition. How harmful stereotypes and racism are spreading around the coronavirus. Coronavirus. French Asians hit back at racism with, I'm not a virus. I'm not a fucking virus. Oh, really? Oh, you could have fooled me. Could have fooled me. I also like, I just kind of like that CNN, that's the one by Jeff Yang. A new virus stirs up ancient hatred. Okay, they're talking about a Chinese virus and he brings up ancient, and all I can think is ancient Chinese secret, and now I'm thinking of detergent commercials. From Jackie Lau, coronavirus is really fueling some potent anti-Chinese racism. Huh. And finally, we've got one from Jorge Guardo. Here's a tip. If you know a Chinese person, do not joke with them about coronavirus. The virus will increase scrutiny and racism towards them. It's not funny. And they should not be put in a position to pretend that it is. Oh, it's not just people on social media. It's not just news articles that are talking about this. There's a full media blitz, like famous Canadian gay guy.
We live in Toronto, where the SARS virus got world-scale attention. That's because the only people who died outside of Asia from that virus were in Canada, and most of them were in Toronto. With only 44 people dying in total in Canada, it had a huge impact on our city. We lost a lot of tourism, we lost millions of dollars, but most importantly, we saw a lot of stigma and racism towards Chinese people. It's important that we do not repeat those racist notions that happened here in Toronto, and we all need to be aware of this when we talk about the current coronavirus. On our social media channels, we have seen lots of people saying things like, this always happens in China, and relating it a lot to the types of foods that Chinese people eat. But it's important to remember that Western food practices are what created mad cow disease, and also Western meat consumption has created a big issue with antibiotic resistance. We need to listen to and trust public health professionals, and we need to not overreact, and we need to not use this as an excuse to be racist.
I'm very expressive with my hands because when this Chinese death flu collapses my lungs, it's the only way I'm going to be able to signal you to put a bullet in me. Let's not forget Trudeau, of course, has to come out. And the background on this is perfect. It fits him to a T.
Now, I know it's been a tough start of the year for many of you. To be frank, headlines over the past weeks have been hard, and I'm sure many of you are worried about loved ones overseas. Just like here today, we need to support each other and stay united. Let me be clear. There is no place in our country for discrimination driven by fear or misinformation. This is not something Canadians will ever stand for. In difficult times, Canadians stick up for each other and lean on each other. We check in on our neighbors and take care of our friends. We stay hopeful about the future and willing to step up to the opportunities ahead. That is who we are, and that is who we will always remain.
Oh, listen to Justin, I love blackface Trudeau tell you not to be racist towards your Asian neighbors. Oh my God, did you guys know that 40 entire Canadians were affected by SARS? And it led to wild racism. So now we need a government campaign and a media campaign to make sure that you don't get freaked out when a Chinese guy coughs near you. Okay, we understand that you can't control yourselves. You're all terrible bigots, right? You're just out to hurt innocent people. We don't want this to be the reaction. All right, we don't want you sawing your arm off because Mr. Yang wants to shake your hand. You need to be taught to be good. But this bigotry, this seething hatred, this racial discrimination that's in the hearts of all you terrible people out there, you've infused it into your children. Did you know that there are gangs of Zoomers roaming the hallways of elementary schools, harassing little Chinese boys? I bet you didn't. But it's a 200%, not even 100%, 200% factual, real-life event that actually did totally happen. My son was cornered at school by kids who wanted to test him for the coronavirus just because he's half Asian. They chased him and scared him and made him cry. I was the same age when I was bullied for being Pakistani. It's 2020. I thought these things had changed by now. Dr. Nadia Alam wrote. I want you to picture this. You're a little 8-year-old Asian boy. And you're in one of Ontario's tough schools. All of a sudden, here comes half the fucking kindergarten, dressed up in their hazmat suits with Nerf and airsoft guns. And they chase you to the bathroom to test you for the coronavirus. How are elementary school kids testing people for the fucking coronavirus? Let me guess, at the end of this story, after he'd been cornered, and all these children in hazmat suits had surrounded him, did Albert Einstein stand up and everybody clapped? Is that how this story ended? I believe this is at Make Believe Elementary School. It's a private institution. Maybe you've heard of it. But we can't allow this to go on. This needs to end. Now, one of the schools where this terrible, horrible, racist attack actually totally 100% did happen, they started a petition because they didn't want their children to die of fucking pneumonia. And I think this really kind of captures how scared parents are. The media may not be telling you it, but let's see what the parents wanted from the school. Specifically number 3 in the petition. They want to allow students to wear safety equipment, including respirator masks, during school. Now, call me old-fashioned, but if you got to send, little Billy and Tiffany to school, and they need to dress up in a fucking hazmat suit, maybe it's time to stop sending them to school. Now, this petition had a shit ton of signatures. I believe it's the one from Ontario. But the comments were a goddamn war zone of people calling each other racist, and then other people saying, I just don't want my children to die. So, fuck you. I don't care. Call me a racist. But Canada's doing what it can. It's trying to convince everybody right now that everything is safe. You have nothing to worry about. Everybody's totally fine. Ignore the woman in the hazmat suit. She's telling you everything is good. Best country on earth. No deaths. 6 million people have recovered. Everything is just honky-dory over here. Everything in Canada is going to be good. Got to stop listening to fake news, fake media news, and understand that everything is it's just great. It's all fucking roses and sunshine. Sure, 17,000 people are infected in the span of 2 weeks. There are nearly 400 dead. The disease is continuing to grow. And province by province, it's starting to just grow more and more and more. There are 150, I believe, cases now worldwide. Multiple cases in California, the gift giver state. Germany's exploding. You've got 20 cases in Japan, 18 or 19 cases in Taiwan. It's picking up its momentum. It starts slow, but it builds. Because you never know when somebody's infectious. You have asymptomatic people that spread the disease. You've got recovered people that spread the disease. You've got people that wait to go to the hospital till their temperature's 130, and they've waited 6 days, and they've got everybody else sick. But everything's fine. Though I have to say, maybe it's time China re-examined its PR approach to the world. I don't know. Maybe they were just taking the piss out of Israel. Why Israel of everybody? I don't know. But I love this fucking headline. China's Israel envoy compares coronavirus travel bans to the Holocaust. Dai Yuming has apologized for his remarks, which were made at the English language press event conference in Tel Aviv. Dai likened the closure of borders to the old days, the old stories that happened in World War II, the Holocaust, the darkest days in human history. Imagine yourself in the heart of Israel, Tel Aviv, and a Chinese man tells you, if you close your airports, you're a bunch of Nazis. That's a hell of a strategy, Cotton. I don't know how that's going to work out. Listen here, Rabbi. All right, my glorious communist government thinks you're the real Nazis here. How dare you close your borders to us? Oh, those are some brass balls. You can hear those, Dai Yuming, you can hear those fuckers clanking from across the Atlantic. He gives zero fucks. It's another Showa. Oh, Dai, what are you doing? You can't say that. Oh, this fucking disease, just everywhere. Just everywhere. In fact, there's a Super Bowl, right, today? All right, everybody's playing hand egg. That's what I want. I want to be sitting in a stadium. I want to be sitting in a stadium full of thousands, tens of thousands of people. Just so one Chinese dude can cough and we're all infected. I'm sure it's going to turn out so fucking well. Now, I'm pretty sure the British, over in the UK, they've got like 468 people they're trying to hunt down that are from Wuhan or they came back from Wuhan. I don't know what's going on. They're asking the public to help. The nanny state, the state that has CCTV cameras on every fucking pole, on every street corner, can't find 468 potentially infected people. Brilliant. Fucking magnificent. And now they're saying that, was it in France, one of the planes that came back from China, carrying, I'm guessing French people, I don't fucking know, had upwards of 20 to 30 infected people on it? Oh, Jesus Christ. It's just one bad thing after another. But you got to remember, it's just a flu, bro. Okay, it's sniffles. All right, everybody deals with the sniffles. All right, just because people are falling over dead everywhere, just fucking dropping face first, it's just a nap. They're not dead. They're just sleepy. They're really tired. They love communism so much, they give so much energy to it every day. They need to take a rest every once in a while. I know when I celebrate glorious Chinese communism, sometimes I just take a header right into the floor. It's just one of the fucking things that I do. It's a normal practice. Fuck you, don't judge me. So coronavirus is ravaging China right now. 17,000 infected. Could it get any worse? Well, guess what? Yes, it can. Let's add the bird flu in. A highly pathogenic strain of H5N1 bird flu has been reported in China's Hunan province. You see that little map I made where I said the most infected places of coronavirus, the most serious cases? Directly below Hubei is Hunan. And that's where our fucking bird flu has shown up. Why not? Why not? Why not add the bird flu in on top of the coronavirus? And then there were reports of swine flu and products being shipped from China. So I just trying to sum it up, right? Just trying to get my head around this. Coronavirus nCoV everywhere. 17,000 infected. Suddenly we've got H5N1 bird flu in a province directly below it. And then shipping out of its ports, we've got swine flu. And I thought really long and hard about this. What exactly did the Chinese do to start this shit off? And then it came to me. There was a light from the sky. Jesus said, "Hey, Jim, read this. China will rewrite the Bible to reflect socialist values. And the date on that article, December 24th, 2019. China's going to rewrite the Bible. So let me get the timeline on this one straight. China says, hey, we're going to rewrite the Bible. And then, like days later, the coronavirus is infecting thousands of people, bird flu's flying all over the country, and swine flu is all over their food. Did the Chinese government pick a fight with God? Is that what's going on? Are we watching divine wrath be poured out upon the continent? Has the Chinese Communist government finally picked a fight with somebody they shouldn't have? Oh, you're going to rewrite my Bible, are you? Oh, I'm going to give you a case of the sniffles. Just a case of the sniffles. You're not going to be able to get away from it. Fuck you. Oh, it's working out so well for you, bro. That was a good idea. Yeah, let's rewrite the Bible. Whatever. Fuck it. What's the worst that could happen except for total extinction? I almost like this better than all the conspiracy theories. I almost favor this one on top of the viral lab accident theory. They pissed God off enough that here we go. It's boogaloo time. Holy shit. China, what are you doing? Now, like I said, there's been a push. So you're not racist. You can't be racist about this. You can't make jokes. We shouldn't be making jokes on this stream. You read the articles before. It hurts people's feelings. Making jokes about diseases. How dare you do that? You privileged pieces of shit. All right, that's pathogen privilege. You're laughing about it because you're healthy right now. You know what you need to do, chat? You just need to fucking die, according to Wired at least. I want to know what sort of human being writes this article. I want to live inside their brain for just a day. We should de-escalate. We should de-escalate the war on the coronavirus. Finger-pointing, militaristic action against the virus are unproductive. We may be better off adjusting to a new normal of periodic outbreaks. They're basically saying it's part and parcel of living in the modern world. You remember that gem of a quote? It's just part and parcel. Listen, people are going to fucking die from this infectious disease. You need to relax a little bit. Come on. We need to stop fighting it and just die. Just let yourself be fucking murdered. You need to just sit back and vomit up blood. Who needs to be healthy? Fuck quarantines, man. It's what the government wants you to do. We need to de-escalate the war on the coronavirus, all right? Fear, finger-pointing, and militaristic action are unproductive. I don't know what world this fucking moron lives in. Robert Dingwall? That you think the best solution is just to lay down and die? That's what the article's telling you. This motherfucker is telling you to lay down and die. You need to lay down and fucking die. That's your future. You need to eat the bugs. You need to drink the bat soup. Get in your wage cage. Live in your pod. And just fucking lay down and die. All right. This war needs to end. The coronavirus, Corona-chan, has done nothing to you. You need to let her sweep across the world and just fucking murder everyone. I mean, that's what Eugene told us. Remember? It's just a flu, bro. All right? Yeah, I think Eugene. I think Eugene's having some personal issues right now. I've been shitting on him for a week straight, and I think he's losing his fucking mind at this point because apparently everybody's shitting on him at the moment. Let me just show you what Eugene has been saying and see what you think. This is, of course, a world famous super genius, Eugene. It's just a flu, bro. Gu. But if that wasn't enough, I was viciously falsely accused on social media without evidence. And then many doctors on medical Twitter asked me to commit suicide and donate my organs to them. If this is how we treat researchers in America, how can we be prepared to fight epidemics? What the fuck has Eugene done that he got other doctors to basically say, kill yourself and send me your kidneys, you piece of shit? Eugene, has been telling people it's just a flu, bro, so much that other doctors now on the internet are telling him just to kill himself. Just to do a flip, Eugene. Do a flip and end yourself. I want your hearts. I want your heart and I want your lungs. I'm going to give them to children. Just do a flip. Here's another one. Trial by social media allows the nastiest bullies to become judge, jury, and executioner. I'd like to remind you, Eugene Gu is a guy you'd find in every response to a Donald Trump tweet. Donald Trump could tweet about something innocuous. He could say, boy, I like sunny days. And Eugene Gu would be like, why, so you can grab sunny days by the pussy? That's Eugene Gu. And now he's crying because he's being judged on social media and medical doctors are telling him he needs to kill himself. But apparently me telling him it's just a flu, bro, finally broke him. I've been blocked. I'm sorry, I should say my good friend on Twitter has been blocked by Dr. Eugene Gu. My good friend. No longer allowed to interact with a good doctor, apparently. I'm just not, I'm not good enough for him. Apparently. I'm not good enough for him. There we go. See what I did there? Now, you may have heard of this super hospital that China's been building. Been working on it for a week. You know, the one with the fucking welded bars over the windows and the doors that lock from the outside? Really classy shit. Now, they've pretty much completed one of them, and they've been showing off some of the accessory features. You know, really high-end stuff. So you've got this slapped-together shitty fucking hospital that's basically held together with duct tape. I'm not shitting you either. Go look at a walkthrough video. But they showed the guard outposts outside of the hospital. Just tell me, chat, we're going to take a second. We're going to play a game. It's, can you spot what's wrong with this picture? Here's the guard outpost directly outside of the hospital. Just take a minute. Take a minute to see what you think. See if you can you zone in on what might be the issue with this particular thing. I'm sure there are a few things that are going to pop out at you. But there's one in particular that is the most amazing shit I've ever seen. In a picture. So we'll see what you think. I know it takes a second to catch up, so I'll give you a moment, chat. Now, I know some of you, yep, Wagey Cagey, I'm seeing that in chat. You're correct. This is a contagion Cajun. It's kind of like a Wagey Cagey. You are right. Guard has to stand inside his little glass house, but that's not what should be catching your eye. It's something else. It's something in there with the guard. Really focus in on it. See if you can see what particular item the guard is carrying with him to control the voluntary patients at the hospital with welded bars over the windows. It's the giant pole arm with the automatic collar catcher on it. The giant fucking pole arm. You know what? I'm going to zoom in a little bit. I want to really highlight this beautiful piece of equipment so you can understand just kind of what we're dealing with here. Let me zoom in. And let's talk about some of the feature sets on this bad boy. So you've got an extra long length. That's a good 3 or 4 feet, really. Here's the part that captures around their neck. So when you've got a walker, when you got a runner, somebody's trying to get away from that voluntary hospital, you can attach it directly to their neck like they're a filthy fucking dog that you've caught on the street, and then forcefully drag them back into the hospital. If you look over at the other little contagion cube, he's got one too. It's a fucking neck grabber. Oh, I got me a grabbler. I got me a grabbler for those patients that might flee from our glorious, super healthy hospital. Oh, it's so good. What is going on in China? What is this shit? Oh, I like to wrap it around their throat and then drag them. And I drag them by force back like they're a dog. It's not really how a Chinese person would talk, but I like to give them that accent. It makes them feel more real to me. Now, there have been multiple videos that have been released. We've watched some of people having their houses welded shut, of having signs put up, of villagers building walls and protecting their communities. of dead bodies piled up in vans, of bodies getting carted out from apartment buildings. Because here's a fun fact: if you don't die in the hospital, you're not counted towards the death toll. So if you die outside the hospital, well, fuck it, we don't know what you died of. So when you see these videos of bodies piled up in vans, when you see people getting pulled out of fucking apartments, not counting towards the death toll. But there have been some people that have gone and tried to at least share information from inside China to show you kind of what's going on, to give you an idea of maybe how bad it really is. Now, this particular gent had a video up that got like 1 million views, but it was in Chinese, and I don't know moon runes. I don't think you do either. So I had to wait for the translated version. Luckily, we've got a few clips here. Let's take a look inside China. And this is a few days old, but it should give you a good idea of the mindset of the people that are filming this shit and kind of what the fuck is going on at their hospitals, their actual hospitals.
我第一次感觉到害怕，你知道吗？就是整个门口放着10几个氧气罐，写着充满氧气的小心，里边长椅上躺的是人，走廊里夹的是床，厕所门口夹的都是床，60-70%的人在吸氧，还有一些人是吸那种戴面罩的高压氧往里打。他如果不是肺炎的话，干嘛用高压氧？当地的那个，我去陪那个病人去看病去嘛，他弟弟跟他一起去的。他说我要不是陪我哥来看病，我绝对不敢上这儿来。就是你怎么敢上这地方来？然后进去之前浑身消毒，出来以后浑身消毒。
Now, one of the important things about this clip is it plays into a lot of, not just speculation, but a lot of what's been coming out of China and people have been saying. So their medical system, it's been claimed, has set up, and the reason there are so many potential cases and they're not diagnosed specifically is because they set up fever clinics. And if you get sick at the fever clinic, you're not diagnosed as having coronavirus, nCoV. You have to be in the hospital. So when he's going to the hospital and looking at it, you got people laying on benches, you've got people in hospital beds, lined up and down the hallway by the bathrooms. 60 to 70% of the people are on oxygen. Forced oxygen masks. You've got entire oxygen tanks lined up against the goddamn wall. You know, later in his video, he walks by a room and there's just a dead dude with no protective covering over him, nothing. Just sitting in a fucking wheelchair. And nobody does anything. There have been multiple reports that bodies are being left up to their families, or they were. We'll get to that in a second. But inside the hospitals, it doesn't look good. There's not a lot of room, and there are a lot of people on some pretty heavy shit of needing full oxygen just to keep going. You know, it's about day 6 to day 10 is when things get really bad. The fever's really high, and you need that oxygen therapy to have a shot at getting past all this shit. But I think this second clip kind of sums up what it's like for him. All right, because leading up to what you're about to hear, he talks about how the government went and hunted his family down. They found his mom, they found his sister, and they tried to track him down for filming this kind of stuff and putting it up on the internet. And it's fucking with his head. So this is his reaction to the communist government telling him not to show the world what's really going on.
我是害怕，我前面是病毒，我后边是中国的法律和行政力量。但是我会振作起来，只要我活在这个城市，我会继续做我的报道，我只说我看见的，我听见的。我特别喜欢说一些撂的狠话，对吧？我今天把狠话撂这儿。妈逼，我连死都不怕，我怕你共产党吗？
That dude is straight up terrified. I don't blame him. I'd be scared too, because they're going to strap his ass into a chair. Yeah, China's system with their social credit and their police force, it won't be pretty for this dude. And yet he's still out there. He's still doing his shit. He's still showing people what the fuck is happening. Yes, Chad, F for him. But he still had the balls to go out and do it. Fucking terrified of doing it. He's still out there filming it. He's still showing people what the fuck is going on. So I don't want to say F for him, because I don't want to... It sucks to think that he's being hunted down, that he's just trying to show people what the fuck is going on. But I want you to remember what this guy looks like in this video and how emotional he is and what other people have been like when they're showing you how bad it is, and compare that to the shit that WHO is saying, the World Health Organization, where the director of WHO gets on his knees and sucks the dick of China at every opportunity, talking about how transparent and how open they are and how good their system is and how they're so thankful for the Chinese government for doing what it's doing. And then you see people like this that are showing you hospitals full of everybody on oxygen, saying people can't get treatment, talking about families starving, talking about being hunted down for putting up videos. He said that his name and his face are banned on Chinese social media like Weibo and WeChat and all that shit. And yet who's out there saying they're being transparent? Are you fucking kidding me? Who is the most bought and paid for globalist organization you will ever fucking run across? Here's another interesting fact. This is, I almost think, I'd almost speculate that the CDC knows this and they intentionally time things in certain ways to force WHO to act a certain way. Yesterday or the day before, WHO was supposed to do a press conference to declare whether this was an international emergency or not. Now, the World Health Organization has been sucking China's dick and downplaying it. First, they said it was a mistake. They said, it's only a moderate threat. Then they said, that's just a fucking typo. It's really a high threat, but it's not an international threat. We're worried about human-to-human transmissions, but it's not an international threat. 30 minutes before that conference was supposed to go on, the CDC decides to release information that it's human-to-human transmissible and that it happened in the United States. Who then has to push back their press conference by an hour? And what do they say when they do their press conference? Well, first they suck China's dick for an hour, and then they finally come out and say, yes, it is an international health emergency. I get the feeling that other governments in the world, and our government, our health organizations, are all recognizing this as being a much bigger issue than China's letting on, and being a much bigger issue than the World Health Organization is letting on. All right, everybody's closing borders, they're shutting down flights, they're screening fucking everybody, they're putting people in quarantine. The CDC is releasing information that seems to be swaying WHO's decisions. And it's remarkable that they still will go out there and suck China's dick, even when you have people releasing videos clearly fucking terrified that they're going to get arrested by a communist government, clearly terrified that they're going to be, disappeared. And what the fuck's going to happen to that guy? One day he's not going to make videos anymore, and we're all going to wonder, hey, whatever happened to that Chinese guy that showed us all the fucked up shit? Oh, he's gone. But at least who's there to give China a fucking award for transparency? Spare me that shit. The World Health Organization. What a fucking joke. And that brings me, I think, to the main point of tonight's stream, is when we're talking about the media, when we're talking about social media, Facebook saying they're going to cut down on the spread of fake news and fake information related to the coronavirus. Canada putting out a government-backed PSA campaign to stop your terrible racism against everything that's going on. You can't share it. You can't talk about it. We're gonna ban you. We're gonna deplatform you. I want to show you just the progression of how this works. I'm going to show you 3 screen caps to show you how full of shit mainstream media is, the Canadian government, the World Health Organization, how fucking retarded these people are. 3 pictures, and it's going to prove to you that they're incompetent retards. Here's the first one. This is from January 28th. A man from Wuhan, talking about how serious the situation is, said one crematorium cremated over 20 bodies per day. The government is still covering it up. People don't know how much about the real situation. The reason he chose to share audio instead of text is that text can be detected and removed. Now, she's referring to a video that got put up where somebody said they're burning bodies to hide the dead. And when this came out, all these fucking news organizations, all these social media platforms said, this is fake news. This is racist, xenophobic, fake bullshit news. On the January 28th, they're talking about crematoriums burning up bodies, fake news, not real. Not real at all. So what happens? Fast forward 2 days. China accused of cremating bodies in secret as coronavirus patient numbers spike. So 2 days later, now we have some news organizations not just saying, it's fake news, saying, well, it's a rumor. They're accused of it. We don't have any evidence that they're doing it. They're accused of burning bodies in crematoriums. Now let's fast forward a couple more days. What do you know? An official announcement from the National Health Commission stating bodies of NCOV victims should be cremated and done so immediately. Burials or transfers of the body are not allowed. Funerals are not allowed to avoid the spread of the virus. In 3 days' time, in 5 days' time, we went from people reporting this from China, being told that it was fake news bullshit, to the media suddenly coming out and saying, we've heard rumors that maybe it's true, to the goddamn health commission outright saying, we're burning bodies, you're not allowed to have a funeral, you're not allowed to bury anybody. So, I think about that. I think about that, shift that took place in the span of a week by these different organizations when I read articles like this. Newsweek. Chinese scientists working on coronavirus claim pets can catch the infection. Say owners should monitor for symptoms. Now, we've got videos coming out of China. This is the same thing. Videos came out of China of people killing their pets, throwing them off fucking rooftops, putting bullets in their head. And everybody's saying, why are they doing it? It's fake. It's not real. Then a news article started coming out saying, maybe the pets are infected. So are we supposed to wait another 3 or 4 days for China to finally just officially admit that that's what's going on? That your fucking dog and cat can get it? How about the HIV thing? Here's 2 interesting ones, side by side, by the way. Here's one from Forbes. No, the Wuhan coronavirus was not bioengineered to put pieces of HIV into it. Directly above it, Business Insider, a fucking minute later, Thai doctors have been using a cocktail of flu and what? HIV medications to treat the coronavirus cases, saying that it's highly effective. Boy, that's sure fucking interesting, isn't it? That your coronavirus is getting treated by HIV medications, even though Forbes just told me that can't happen. It's complete bullshit. There was a Indian publication that put out an article saying that there were sequences in the virus that didn't make any sense and looked like they were modified. Maybe it contained portions of HIV, and everybody jumped on them and said it's bullshit. And yet multiple places in China and Thailand and whatever are using HIV medications and they're effective. So what happens when people talk about it? They get banned. Zero Hedge had a Twitter account. They talked about it. They talked about the doctor they think was responsible for the disease. They talked about the HIV angle. They talked about a lot of these rumors, like the crematorium stuff and all the other stuff that have been said that fake news. And they got banned. They got shit kicked off of Twitter because it was considered a violation of Twitter policy. I don't know how that is. I don't know how writing an article is a violation of Twitter policy, but they got kicked off. Here's Fox saying that it was arbitrary and unjustified. Now here, Zero Hedges shot back at the author of the article by digging up some interesting Tumblr blogs about underage boys. I don't know about that. I haven't had a chance to look into it. I'm sure it's fucking wild. But all I know is, boy, these rumors, they start, you get information leaked out of China in video form and audio form and text form. Everybody says fake news. A couple days later, the news media finally saying, we're hearing rumors of it. And then a few days after that, it's official. Funny how that fucking works. Funny how crematoriums weren't real, but now they are. Funny how they weren't burning bodies, but now suddenly they're burning bodies. Because the media decided, well, we played catch up enough. We're going to accept it. Here's another article coming out. I don't know. You tell me what how foreboding this is of what's coming. The Pentagon is preparing to house up to 1,000 people at military sites who may need to be quarantined due to the Wuhan coronavirus outbreak. So you have the CDC come out before a WHO press conference to say human-to-human transmission is possible and it's happening in the U.S. And suddenly WHO changes its designation and makes it an international health emergency. Now you've got the Pentagon and the DoD talking about using military sites to quarantine people, and I'm sure that'll start with people coming into the country. But does it stop there? And this isn't we're not the only country doing this. There are other countries that are putting people on military bases. The Indians that came back, along with the Moldovians or whoever they were, quarantined in a military base. I think there were 2 other countries that are doing that. They want you away from population centers. I don't know. I hear a lot of people try to downplay this. And, it's been the just a flu thing, which is finally starting to go away. Now it's you're racist if you talk about it. That'll get blown through eventually. But all I see is this. 17,000 people infected. It's probably going to be 19,800 to 20,000 people by tomorrow. The death toll is still rising. There are more recovered than dead now, but the death percentage is still pretty fucking high. It's spreading around the world. There are new cases in countries every day. It doesn't stop, even with the quarantine. And I think that's an important thing to fucking remember about this. China's under quarantine right now. 60 million people. In certain provinces, there's a law in place that you're only allowed to send out one family member every other day to go get groceries and do things. Just one family member per family can go out every other day. You're legally required now to wear a face mask or you get arrested. So they're putting stricter and stricter policies in place. And yet, what are we seeing happening? The infection rate is still climbing under quarantine conditions. Under military conditions, the infection rate is still increasing. That should scare the shit out of you. It'd be bad enough if that wasn't in place, but the fact that it is in place and people are still getting so goddamn sick, and the numbers are still increasing at the amount they are, should tell you that there's something going on. 60 million people in quarantine, 15 cities locked down, international travel cut off. China is going to have to use, they're dipping into liquidity, $174 billion they're infusing into their economy because of revenue that's been lost. Multiple businesses, internationally based and inside of China, national ones like Tencent, telling employees don't even go to work from home, or just don't even show up. People getting welded into their fucking apartments and houses. Guards on street from local community telling you that they're going to shoot you if you come into their fucking town. Wuhan itself has, 28,000 hospital beds? And they're still building emergency hospitals for another 3,600? They can only test 4,000 people a day with their instant test. And if they can only test 4,000 people, and in Hubei they're getting a result of 2,100 infected, that means that every fucking day, half the people they're testing are infected. No country on earth is going to do this to itself if they're not scared because something terrible is going on. They're not going to quarantine 60 million people. They're not going to fuck up their local economy on that scale. They're not going to lose that much goddamn money. They're not going to fuck up international trade and business on this scale. They're not going to have to infuse hundreds of billions of dollars to try to slow down the damage that this is causing. And we're 2 weeks in. How long do you think people can handle it? How long do you think they can stay in their apartments and their houses before they go absolutely batshit crazy? No pun intended. Till they get squirrely. Till cabin fever kicks in. How long do you think just those 5 provinces of Hunan, Henan, Hubei, Guangdong, and Zhejiang, how long do you think they can take it before they just flip their shit and start marching in the fucking street? Or are they even going to be alive to be able to march in the street? The way China's acting, the things they've implemented, should be the clearest sign to everybody that whatever this really is not a normal coronavirus. Whether it's lab manufactured, whether it's some kind of freak mutation that got out of the lab accidentally or intentionally, whether there's some weird group trying some kind of weird terrorist shit, that J-curve should tell you that there is something fucked up going on, that they're aware that something fucked up is going on, and they are terrified of it. And the actions of other countries should tell you that they're aware that something's going on, and they too are a little fucking freaked out by it. You know, all these people on college campuses, you're the ones that are super fucked. You've got all these foreign students coming in. You just wait. Give it a little bit of time to catch up to you. And you're going to start seeing universities really become ground zero for this shit. And then what do? If you wear a mask to class, you're deemed a racist. You're told that you're a horrible fucking bigot. You know, this is anti-Chinese racism. Because you don't want to get sick. You don't want to go to a classroom where 30 fucking people are from Hubei. You know, or they're directly from Wuhan. You know, they just came back from the Chinese New Year. Oh, they're healthy, don't worry about it. They're not showing any symptoms, except, you know, carriers can be asymptomatic. This is some fucked up shit. And I don't understand why there are so many people on social media, why there are people in the press that keep downplaying it and acting like it's not a big deal. If this plateaus, if they can somehow really honest to God contain it, I still stand by 100% that this is a bioweapon that got loose and they're incompetent. Now, I don't know who they were planning on using it on. I don't know what the intended target is. But I'm trying to think of like an equivalent of a fuck up on this scale, and I can't think of one. This would be like in World War II. If instead of dropping the bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, if when they were loading them up on the plane, they accidentally took off and then the release lever got pulled and they bombed fucking Las Vegas. Like, that's how stupid the Chinese are. That would be the equivalent of what they've done here. They've unleashed a super plague on their own continent that seems to target Asian people, and it's running wildly out of control. And yet you have the media saying you're racist if you're concerned about it, and other people saying it's just worry about the flu instead. Well, which flu should I worry about, Eugene? Because apparently now it's not just, Corona-chan that's running around there, but it's goddamn H5N1. Which flu do I need to be worried about, Eugene? Which one from China? Is it that one that I should be scared shitless about? What has that had? 180 human infections? What is this? Maybe this is another fucking warped thing from one of their super labs. Maybe instead of HIV, they put, I don't know, fucking cancer into it. I don't know what weird shit they're doing down there at the Wuhan Virology Institute. But apparently they're doing some crazy fucking stuff. Oh, don't worry about it, bro. It's just the flu, bro. You need to relax. Stop being so paranoid. Stop being so scared. There is some fucked up shit happening currently, and people are downplaying the fuck out of it. Don't believe them. That's what I have to tell you. I don't believe the Chinese numbers. Listen, I use the Chinese numbers because that's what we have. Okay? These are the official numbers, and it's still terrifyingly bad. Okay? The official numbers that you're looking at on screen, these are bad enough as they are. But the Chinese don't like to lose face. They lied about shit in the past when it came to pandemics or epidemics. When it came to bad diseases. When it came to shit like bird flu. When it came to shit like SARS. They hid stuff. They tried to downplay it. And I have no doubt that they're doing the exact same fucking thing right now when it comes to this fucking shit. If these are the official numbers, God help us if we ever see the actual real numbers. Because I guarantee you that death toll is way fucking higher. And that infection rate is through the roof. Through the roof. What were the potential cases? 21,000 suspected cases. Didn't the governor or mayor of Wuhan say that they believed, a 45% infection rate, even among suspected cases? So take your 17,000 and add an extra 10,000. And you're looking at 27,000, which puts you back on that weird little prediction scale that's been floating out there for how fucked everybody is. Let's take a look at the world tally. Let's see how other nations are dealing with it. Japan's got 20. They're not counting asymptomatic. That's what the asterisk is for. Thailand at 19. Singapore, South Korea, all the Asian nations right around them are all fucked. Australia, again, I don't know why God hates you so much. Fire tornadoes were bad enough, but I guess you need to have 12 cases of this shit as well. Germany's got 10 because diversity is their strength. Oh, good old America. Let's get 11 cases down there. France got 6, but they could potentially have upwards of 20 to 30 more, depending on how that story breaks. Let's take a look at the map. Let's look at the map of how fucked we are, at least in the U.S. Oh, lovely. So here we've got filthy Canadians spreading their disgusting diseases towards us. Of course, they're attacking from the north, coming in, trying to flank us. Cases in Washington, cases in Massachusetts. Of course, you've got Arizona. But here's ground zero, the gift giver state. A state where the homeless people shit on the street like it's a sport. It's a fucking hobby. Where politicians put in place new laws that basically state it's not a felony anymore to give people AIDS intentionally. So what do you think's going to happen in the lovely state where there's shit on the ground and everybody's giving each other HIV when the coronavirus hits? I have a feeling it's probably not going to be pleasant. I have a feeling it's probably going to be unpleasant. Oh, here we go over in Europe. Of course, Finland, you don't have to be shy anymore. You've got a partner in Sweden. United Kingdom, still hunting down 400 people that are probably getting everybody sick. France has got multiple cases. Here's Germany, just all over the place. Why not? Just throwing up in Munich. Italy's getting nailed. Got, I believe that's part of Spain down there. One case in the United Arab Emirates. It's made its way into India, of course. Hopefully, is this showing up properly? Yeah. Just look at this. If I didn't have the background map that I'm using, you couldn't even tell what provinces we're looking at. All it is are just giant dots of death. If I wasn't showing you this fucking map, you wouldn't know what you're looking at. Just everywhere. It's fucking everywhere, and it's spreading out. Just like my map, you know how I showed you how it was spreading out? Going north and south and to the east? You can see that taking place. Here's ground zero. Here are the red dots, the more infections going north, going down south, and going to the east. And now it's starting to spread out here west. It's starting to spread to the west. And of course, we have the one death outside of China in the Philippines. Japan's fucking chock full of them. South Korea. Oh my God, poor little Kim. Look at this shit. They're attacking from the south. They're attacking from the north. You got over here. They're flanking fucking Mongolia. Poor Kazakhstan. It's like a bull rush. It's this fucking blitzkrieg of disease coming at them. I don't even know how to pronounce the name of this country, but they're dead. It's gonna spread right in there. They're goners. Rip and pepperoni, unpronounceable nation. We hardly knew ye. You live on in our hearts. Oh, Jet. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? It's not. Do you realize? Okay, there are 17,000 people watching right now this stream. That's the amount of people that are infected with this disease. It'd be like if every one of you had Corona-chan. That's the amount of people that are infected. All 17,300 of you are infected with coronavirus. And all of you can transmit. The R rating is what, 4.08? So all 17,000 of you potentially could infect up to 4 other people. Do you see how the number game keeps getting bigger and bigger? There may be some slowdowns and some hitches here and there, but the reason this fucker's on a J curve is because those sick people, the more of them there are, the more they can infect. SARS fucked off to the right because it got lazy. MERS is the NEAT of coronaviruses. So fucking lazy it didn't leave the basement. But you got little Corona-chan here, our little Wu flu. That's the Goku get 'em attitude. This is the college-educated one out of the bunch. This is the one that wanted to buy a home and have kids. They had a dream and a future, and they're J-curving their shit straight to the moon. They're going to spread that disease from here to hell and back. Yes, chat, that's the lighter you hear. I need to smoke those cigarettes. Hope that nicotine and tar protects my lungs when it comes for me. Oh, the joys of living in the Midwest. Not only do we have to deal with tuberculosis from the 8 bajillion Somalians, we also have to deal with the Wu flu from the bajillion Chinese that are coming in from America and directly above us in Canada. Just fantastic. I don't know what kind of what would you call that combination of diseases? Oh, I know what you'd call it. Death. You would call it fucking death. Tuberculosis and Wu flu would be death. Your lungs would literally jump out of your body and try to run away. They wouldn't want to be anywhere near you. Just solid, unspeakable, unmerciful death. But no, we got Eugene out there. The same Eugene that's being told to do a backflip off a balcony by other doctors, telling everybody it's just the flu, bro. It's just sniffles, man. What are you worried about? It's the flu. All right, I'm Dr. Eugene. People were telling me, and I can't, this is all speculation. These are rumors. I can't verify these, but they were telling me Eugene's got a Wikipedia article, and Eugene beat his ex-wife or something. Like, I don't know what this guy's story is, but apparently medical Twitter hates him. I find it fascinating to think that, like, doctors from other emergency rooms and professional surgeons that put, like 10 years in fucking Harvard are telling this guy to throw himself off a balcony. He's such a cunt. Other doctors just want him to kill himself. Poor Eugene. You need to stop that witch hunt. Trial by social media. Oh my God, fuck yourself, Eugene. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you, Eugene. I've heard some people refer to these streams as black pilled. I mean, I'm not. This is happening to me. I'm unapologetic about it. I find it exciting. It's terrifying, but it's exciting to watch this transpire because it's insane. It's insane to think that a superpower like China could potentially lose track of a biological weapon and infect themselves and then potentially doom the world. Like, that's laughable. That's like a plot to a fucking movie Hollywood would come up with, and yet it's taking place in real life. And now they're riddled with nCoV and H5N1 and swine flu. Why not? Well, who knows what else is going to pop up? Ebola? Will Ebola show up in one of the provinces? Probably. At the rate things are going, why not? Throw it in there. What the fuck? I mean, do you guys realize if you take all of the stories and put them together, the Chinese have found a way to make it so you can give your cat AIDS by sneezing on it. All right, that's what they're doing in their super science laboratories. The Chinese and their military program dedicated enough time to come up with a fucked up enough bioweapon to make sure that when you sneeze on your cat, it gets HIV. Can we? Round of applause. Thinking outside the box. All right, you know, that's next level stuff. All right, that's the big boy approach we need to biological warfare. Let's give cats AIDS by sneezing on them. Just brilliant, China. Really, just knocking it out of the park. You're just batting 1,000 lately. Absolutely ridiculous shit. But we shouldn't tease them. By the way, they hate being teased. That is one thing I've noticed. Holy shit, the Chinese have no sense of humor. That's what happens when you're in a lockdown internet. You know, when you're behind the Great Firewall of China, you can't handle banter. The rest of us can. We have to deal with Australians every day of the fucking week. All right, you deal with enough Aussies, you can pretty much deal with anything. But the Chinese have never been exposed to Australian shitposting. And now that this disease is running all over the place, they're having to do damage control and interact with people like Australians. And it's driving them crazy. They have no sense of humor, they can't handle banter, and they freak the fuck out when you laugh at them and when you tell them they're lying to you. They can't handle that. It like breaks something mentally inside of their head. It's amazing to watch. I had one Chinese shill just flip his shit because I kept talking about the numbers. Couldn't handle it. Even though the sources I use, like Johns Hopkins University or BNO, are getting them directly from China, and still couldn't handle it. Just lost their shit. What clown world shit is this? You know, I'm just going to do a search. Like I said, every day with this shit. It's every hour of every day some terrible new shit pops up. It just doesn't stop. So I'm just going to search coronavirus, and let's see if there's just any new interesting news articles just in the last hour, just to give you a taste. See if anything crazy's happened. Maybe not. Who knows? Okay. Oh, six confirmed cases now in California. Lovely. Lovely. Gift giver state. We want all 6 of them confirmed down in there. Oh, Facebook removes posts as coronavirus misinformation. So they're still doing it. Saying he's all for free speech. No, he's not. They're going to pull down information that could be helpful to you or informative to you because it's misinformation. But again, I want to go back to this. I really, really want to hammer this when you're hearing stories about misinformation or hearing about people shit on Zero Hedge. Here was the first time it was brought up and they was told it was fake news. 2 days later, the news is saying it's a rumor. And then 3 days after that, the government itself is saying it's true. So what is Facebook removing? I don't know. Would they have taken the crematorium stuff down? Probably, even though it turned out to be true. Oh, coronavirus, 3 suspected cases in New York City. Lovely. I mean, how many are the CDC still working with? What is it, 126 cases in potentially 26 states? And every time they clear some off, they get more to come in. That's great. Let's just add on top of it. How about more? I just want more. Give me more shit. Oh, doctors and senators sound alarm in Calgary over potential infected. Oh, brilliant. Let's just spread it everywhere. All those little asymptomatic walking pneumonia cases, just into each and every country. Just brilliant. Yeah, talking about Thailand. A lot of articles talking about Thailand successfully treating their patients with HIV medication. Really makes you think, huh, why is the AIDS medicine working so well? I bet Martin's real pissed he's in prison right now. He'd be jacking the price up on that shit and becoming a billionaire. But he's going to be in there for what, another 5 years? Sorry, Screlly. You can't jump on this money train, apparently. Oh, my God. Yeah, it's just, all it is articles talking about new places that this shit is popping up. And talking about governments trying to figure out what the fuck they're going to do about it. Also talking about why everybody's questioning why HIV medication is so effective. Why does the gift giver medicine work so well on this? Oh, here's one from Australia. Coronavirus rumor that pets can carry virus or result in animal deaths. Again, just like the crematorium. It's a rumor for now, but just give it a little time, and we'll see if it's true or not. Who does that? Who makes a biological weapon that gets your dog sick? What the fuck are you doing, China? You could have invested this in like lasers or nukes or something cool, death robots, but you had to make a fucking disease that makes cats get AIDS by sneezing on them? Like, what weird fucking Machiavellian shit is that? Oh, I like the one, too, where people are like, well, this disease was made for Hong Kong and Taiwan because it targets Asians more, or rumored to target Asians more. I don't know if I'd set that kind of disease off in my backyard, because that seems like you're asking for fucking trouble. Oh, chat. Chat. What are we going to do? Do you have your bunkers ready? Have you ordered your masks? Are you ready for the apocalypse? Are you all going to go in the woods? You prepared? You got your camo and your hunting rifle and your fishing poles and your provisions? You're ready to go live in the woods for a year? I'd like to remind you all, too, watching, that if this does actually turn into a pandemic and the numbers get really crazy, it's going to take a year for that vaccine to get to you. 3 to 4 months to develop it, 1 to 2 months to get it market ready, and then another 4 to 5 months to produce it in mass quantities to get it to the market. So if this shit turns into a pandemic, you're going to have to basically hold out until, I'd say, December, until you can get inoculated. You have to survive from... So where are you going to go? You going to go in the woods? Because I'm pretty sure everybody's going to go in the woods, and the only in the woods it's going to actually be in the woods will be in the cities at that point. I see a lot of people talking about their bunkers. Somebody's doing a bunker dance. You have a bunker? Congratulations, you're going to survive. You're going to make it, kid. You're going to survive this. The rest of us, we're all straight fucked. All straight fucked. Oh, you love me? Somebody said in chat. Well, thank you. Remember me. Remember me. Oh, somebody's koofing? Are you koofing in chat? You know, I will notice one trend that's been taking place over the last 3 to 4 days. It's something you should pay attention to. If you're not following John Hopkins or, Jesus, I already forgot the name of him. BNO. Like, that's the only place really that are pumping out numbers, accurate numbers. I should say, the given numbers. But I've noticed that, maybe it's just me, but it seems like a lot of the stuff that was getting posted directly from China is getting wiped off social media, and it's being replaced with a lot of really shitty propaganda videos coming directly from China, showing the hospital being made and everybody's happy, or showing shelves full of food and everybody's happy. It seems like they're really, really tightening down on the information that's getting out now because they just don't want people to deal with it. Oh, everybody's koofing. Yeah, I koofed. We're fucking... Oh, we're screwed. Press 1 to koof. I don't know. What are we going with for the apocalypse, chat? Should it be the sniffle squad or should it be the flu crew? Which one do you think is more appropriate? Sniffle squad or flu crew? Give me a 1 for sniffle squad. Give me a 2 for the flu crew. I just want to know so we can chisel it onto your headstone, your tombstone, when your lungs implode from super pneumonia. We'll see. We'll see which one is the new one we're going with. I'm seeing a fuck ton of ones. I don't. That's not. I don't even think that's a competition. Are we the sniffle squad now? I think so. All right. I guess Eugene can be the flu crew. We're the sniffle squad. Coming for you. 1.5. I don't know how you. I don't. How would you combine them? I don't know. It's hard to keep track because those numbers are going fast. But I'm seeing more ones than twos. I'm gonna call it. I'm calling it now. It's a sniffle squad. I'm fine with flu crew too, but sniffle squad I think is where it's at. Remember, because the world's being taken over by sniffles. It's just the flu, bro. Just a little case of the ticklish throat. Don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Just 17,000 infected in China. So if it doubles, I don't even. How do we even predict this? I don't even know what. There's aside from the J curve, how do we predict where this goes? The only place it goes is up, baby. Right through the ceiling. Woo! Straight to the sky. This is from yesterday. It's like 14,400. Today we're over 17,000. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're going to break 20,000 by tomorrow. I think February 3rd, we're going to crack 20,000 infected worldwide. Now, how long is it going to take? I think we're going to hit 100,000. Now, how long is that going to take? I don't know. But I call it a gut hunch. But I think this is going places. We've already kicked Mir's ass. All right, Corona Chan, number one, kick the shit out of Mir's. All right. In fact, let me put the numbers up so we got some pictures here. All right, little Batgirl Death Incarnate. Mir's is out of the picture. They're gone. Fuck them. Goodbye. They weren't even competition. All right, SARS, get the fuck out of here. All right, we lapped you. You're gone. Get out of here. All right, next we've got Ebola Chan. Now, Ebola Chan, I think, is like roughly 38,000 cases since its beginning in 1976. And give it a week, and I think we might actually beat Ebola Chan. Now, after Ebola Chan would be Zika, maybe? I think Zika, and I'm not talking about deformed babies, but just infections, is like 56 to 60,000 infections. So those are the next two targets. I don't know, chat. Do you think our girl can do it? Do you think our girl can beat Ebola and Zika? All right, because she'd have taken down 4 of them. All right, she's a go-getter. She's going for that crown. Oh, she's gonna coof her way to the top. You're right, chat. She's coofing her way to the top. Yeah, Zika's the one that was hard to track down numbers on. Ebola was actually fairly easy too, but Zika, I'm roughly guessing 50 to 60. Easy. Chat saying it's easy. We're doing it. We're taking it. We're going for that crown. Fuck yourself. Ebola Chen, well, you'll always be in our heart. Zika Chen, you can fucking do a flip with Eugene. We're taking the crown. We're going to the top. That's right, everybody. Bat soups. We're all going to be drinking our bat soup together in the emergency ward as we die from pneumonia. That's our future. Oh, delicious bat soup. Mmm. At least the Zoomers are enjoying this. All right. I personally find the idea of fucking elementary school children in hazmat suits bullying Chinese kids to be amazing. the thought of third graders forcing corona tests on each other. That's some next level shit. And this totally true, completely did happen, 100% believable event at Make Believe University. Our little Zoomers are out there testing everybody for corona. Lovely. Beautiful. This is a sniffle squad. That's them right there. They're out there. They're out there checking everybody. Making sure we're going to vax you. They're going to vax them. You're not getting out of here. Somebody coughs and these kids are on them like that. Okay. Well, I think we're caught up. I know it was the hand egg celebration today. I know, chat. It was time for some football and all that shit. That's fine. That's fine. But, here's our update. That's our update. If you came to the stream to find out how bad things are, they're bad. They're bad. They're going to be worse tomorrow, and even worse a week after that, and even more worse 2 weeks after that. So there you go. Looking forward to that. There's your forecast. Everything is shit. Dark, cloudy skies. Shit and blood raining from the heavens. Maybe China shouldn't have rewritten the Bible and the Quran. Maybe they were picking a fight with too many people on that one, because it kind of corresponds to the start of everything going tits up. I don't know. I'm not superstitious really, but that is coincidental time. It's quite a coincidence. It's quite a coincidence, but maybe I'm wrong. You could listen to this nice Chinese lady. Everything's fine. Everything's good. There's nothing to worry about. Just shh, rest your head. We're all gonna make it, bro. Just the sniffles. Just a case of the flu. All right, let me grab a drink. I've got some super chats to get through. I'll get through those. What should our break song be? Ooh, let's go with a classic. After all, the Chinese now are on the internet doing damage control. So I think we should play them something they probably haven't heard before. Behind the Great Firewall of China. It's a little ditty talking about the dangers of gasoline. It's a first for our Chinese friends if they're listening. They'll wonder what Rama Rama means, but they're going to learn by the end of the song. I'll be right back with the drink and we'll get into super chats. Let me just put up the break text. There we go. All right. Just a few minutes, we'll get into it. That's right. You don't be Rama Rama. You're going to need that lung capacity to survive the pneumonia. If you're sniffing those fumes, you're not going to make it. It's a little PSA from the lovely land of Australia for all the Chinese out there that are suffering. See, the Aussies are already helping, telling you what not to do to survive this pandemic. Let's get into the super chats. Got a bit of a backlog here, so we'll work our way through. From Cancry Vontus, you like the taste of bat. It's totally worth it. Oh, it is fucking delicious. Who doesn't love eating bat? Sometimes when I go into a restaurant, and they say, "Would you like to try our chicken?" It's quite delicious. I say, "No. I want you to go get me a bat, and I want you to leave the hair on it, because I want to pick that hair out of my fucking teeth." That's how you eat bat, with the hair fully on it. Flying fucking squirrel, rodent, just disgusting. Why would you eat it? I don't understand. The Red Pill Nation, suspicious that no one in the U.S. has died from the coronavirus yet, but there's one death in the Philippines. Wonder if we are getting the full truth. I'm going to guess that a lot longer than they let on, or I don't know. There's so much shit coming out about this. It's hard to keep track of it all. And I'm not talking about between misinformation and reality. I just mean there's so many news reports. There's so many people covering this. There's so many stories about it that it's hard to keep track of. When I do these streams, I try to take the best little bits and put them together and then kind of organize it in a decently cohesive flow so you get an idea of where we are at the exact moment. But there's a lot more to it. There's a lot more shit happening. The Tinfoil Israel. Watch Monster. It's about a psychopathic tranny from a commie MK Ultra program and a rogue brain surgeon and a cat and mouse scenario. Okay. Epic Yoshi. Don't worry, Jim. It's just the end of the world. Well, everybody loves the end of the world. I think we're all celebrating. The Red Pill Nation. Press S to spit or C to coof. I guess the choice is yours, chat, from the Red Pill Nation. S to spit or C to coof. It's up to you. From Anticus III the Great. Do you think some bitter Chinamen would spread the Wu flu in the U.S. just because they have it bad and we don't? I don't know about that. I do know other Asians are having some fun with it because white people can't tell them apart. They're like, well, I'm Japanese. Can I just go around coughing and scaring the shit out of people for a laugh? And I know some people are having having a bit of a giggle with it. From Lewis, tell my friend John, you're retarded gorilla nibger. Trying to get around that filter, aren't you? It's difficult, isn't it, Lewis? The tinfoil Israel. Jimbo, how can I be like you? Serious question. Well, smoke 2 cartons a day, and then wait for the darkness to overwhelm you as you watch people on the internet get into habits of shitting in diapers and dressing as furries and doing terrible things to each other, and then get fascinated by happening events. Watch a few riot streams and a few pandemics, and there you go. Just wait. Easier way, just let your soul die. When you feel your soul is dead, then you're there. From Leydenstar, tell Michael it's okay to be gay. Well, Michael, Leydenstar has a special message. It's time to come out of the closet and be yourself. From Mr. Ordgar, I work as a medical x-ray field engineer around San Jose area. I work around the infected. Please know I died as I lived, feverishly convulsing. It is good to know. Moderator Marcy, hey there, Jim. Hope Jade is still safe in her cage and isn't sick. Make sure you are in a hazmat suit when you approach her. Well, she will be quarantined in the yard until further notice. From Eric Falkenhayn, they are going to quarantine infected on the base I'm on. We'll see if I can get some good video for you. Oh, go for it. What better way to get a dishonorable discharge than mocking the quarantined civilians? Can you film a video of yourself pressing your ass against a fence and giving them the finger? Can you just walk around the quarantine area eating hamburgers and just being a total cunt just to see how far you can push it before they court-martial you? That's a video I want to see. From the Tech Time Stream, Jimson, who would you like to win the 2020 election? Also, how would you handle the silent treatment from your woman? Press F for wee no sucky. Well, I would love the silent treatment from any woman. That would mean they'd have to shut the fuck up. Am I right, boys? The guys get it. As for who I want to win the 2020 election, I fucking don't know. Trump, I'm going to guess, is going to win after the impeachment goes nowhere. Who are you going to vote for? Warren? Warren is insane. She wants to elect the Secretary of Education by letting a 9-year-old trans kid pick them. How about Biden? Joe Biden bleeds from his eyes and sniffs little girls. Maybe Buttigieg. I don't know most of the field. And then I think Bernie Sanders is still out there begging for pocket change. It's not looking great for 2020. I mean, Yang and Tulsi were okay, but they're never going to be allowed to do shit. If my dream team would have been Ross Perot and Ron Paul, and I think Ross Perot's dead, and I think Ron Paul wants to be. So I'm never going to get the people I want. From Just a Coder, did you watch the striptease? I mean the halftime show. No, I haven't watched any football. I'm sorry. Cheap Whiskey. Kirby says Nick Fuentes is gay. From Jim Beanbrager, you're broke, aren't you? Well, here's my plan. Here's what's going on. I've decided to personally get DSP out of debt. He owes $500 million, and I'm going to have to stream 22,000 times this year to get him out of debt. But it's my personal mission to see him live a happy life. How do you get $500,000 into debt? DSP, what are you doing? How did you even accomplish that? I thought people were joking. Playing along, having a giggle when they said that he spent $40,000 on a mobile wrestling game. I don't think they were joking. I think he actually spent $40,000 on a mobile wrestling game and then tried to write it off as a tax write-off. He's so fucked. Rocket Insano, interspecies reviewer is too good for Funimation. Moderator Marcy, hey there, Jim. I'd also like to give a shout out to Cecil McFly. She's sick today and couldn't live stream. I hope she hasn't received the gift. I'm going to have to hope that that everything is going well for them as well. And they weren't around like a Chinese buffet and got nailed. From Sus. My friend's girlfriend's cousin has corona. He's originally from Vietnam. We're all from Minnesota. Also call your mom. Yeah, Vietnam was one of the countries that kept getting nailed too. Like South Korea, Japan, Vietnam. and I think Thailand are the ones that are getting hit the hardest. Again, I'm fucking amazed Laos isn't getting hit. They're surrounded, literally surrounded. Every other country around them has it. Maybe nobody wants to go to Laos. Maybe Laos is so shitty. Even the infected and dying don't want to go to Laos. I don't know what the story is with that or how they're surviving. Maybe they got like some super secret plan nobody knows about. But they're doing something. From QWERTY, sometimes I think MacArthur had the right idea to nuke China in the 50s. Was there a story going around that during Nixon's era, and I think this is from a Chinese historian, that the Russians called America and said we can't let China become a nuclear superpower, so let's put aside our differences and nuke them? Like just a full-on preemptive, coordinated nuclear attack from Russia and the United States against China? I wonder whatever happened with that. Would have been a wild conversation to hear on the phone. From that one guy. Hey, Jim. Thanks for all the years of entertainment. Do you think our little Corona-chan will make it into the Guinness Book of World Records as the biggest, or as the world's biggest fuck-up? No, not Corona-chan. Corona-chan will be remembered for spreading like a motherfucker. China, on the other hand, will probably be in the Guinness Book of World Records for being one of the world's biggest fuck-ups. For letting this disease escape their viral lab. From Elizabeth Vering, Isaac Cappy, and Tracy Twyman didn't kill themselves. Hashtag Hoffman body count. Metokur's Lunicorn archives. Meanwhile, Taiwan is having a laugh. They printed their flag on face masks. So any mainland Chinese have to wear Taiwanese flags over their face. Just want to rub that shit in deep, don't they? From Jackson, hey Jim. The fam is watching your stream since the Super Bowl is gay and didn't explode. 2220 numbers, people blown the fuck out. Sending thoughts to China. No prayers, though. Yeah, I didn't catch the game. I don't know how it turned out. I know a lot of people like sports. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was decent. But I guess if you're watching this stream, it must have been a shitty game. From Gojira, have you read DeadTube? It's about a YouTube-like service where people do the most degenerate things, including grape and murder for views. No, but there was a manga I read based on the idea that people are stuck in social media. And, God, I wish I could remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it was pretty fucking great. They nailed every archetype, like attention whoring and fake suicides and trolls, and it was just masterfully done. And I think it's still currently running, but I don't think I've seen DeadTube. From Jack, a link for opening song, I don't know it off the top of my head. If you look up Ebola-chan theme song, you should find it. From MF, hey Jim, have you ever heard of the Elven Holocaust? These other kinfucks say it was worse than the Jewish Holocaust because they're still Jews. But you don't see elves anywhere now, do you? Checkmate. Absolutely checkmated the shit out of them. Grandmaster Enclave Mister, I beat my ex-wife, didn't like me telling him to go back to his rice pads, and he blocked me. From Eric Harrison, I think I have the Wu flu. I've never been more sick. There's hundreds of Chinamen at my university. Can we get a rip and pepperoni in chat for Eric Harrison? He's a dead man. He's a dead man walking. Oh, well, remember, Eric, diversity was your strength, at least up until your last breath. Be sure to thank them. Say thank you for allowing me to die of this horrible disease instead of telling me to get the fuck off campus when I still had a shot at living. From Gigantic Harris, Australia, our country is on fire and apparently the Wu flu is about to go in, raw, with no rubber. Can I get an F in chat for us Aussie nibbas? From Nostalgia, Glatron, China talks about rewriting the Bible and now a plague is unleashed. Christians rise up. Only the believers will be safe. From Nathan, 343, put Black History Month in Halo. 343 killed. How did they put? Okay, let me look this up. Take a small break from super chats. What do you mean? What do you mean they put Black History Month into Halo? How? Let me take a look. Okay, let's see what they did. What did they do? All right, they put it. Oh, of course, that's not going to work. Let me just go to this fucking site. All right. 343 Industries decided to race bait with a woke propaganda campaign for Halo the Master Chief Collection. openly stating that they would be celebrating Black History Month month long in the sci-fi shooter. When gamers protested, the developers and moderators began banning users. I guess this is an argument that's on. So they're banning everybody on the Steam forums for saying they don't give a fuck about Black History Month. Okay. I was wondering what you meant. I thought, like, for a second, I thought you meant like they changed characters into black people, which would have been funny. It would have been funny if you turned on, your Halo game, and all of a sudden all the grunts and elites are black people. Of course, that probably would have sent a different message than positivity for Black History Month if you go around plasma bolting a bunch of Africans. Probably not what 343 had in mind. From Pharaoh Owen, 9/11. From Marks, my cousin just came home from a trip through a few airports and she's sneezing. I'm worried. Woo! I'd stay the fuck away from your cousin. From Boomchucks, give me that intro song, chat fags. No help. I think they already listed it. From Captain Falcon. It's just a sniffle, guys. Eugene is an MD. It's all good. That's right. Eugene knows what he's doing. Let me put that up again so everybody understands how intelligent and bright and big-brained Eugene is. There we go. Getting told to do backflips off balconies by other doctors. Oh, wow. Okay. Victor Phantasm, boss. I'd like to be screwed by the sniffles. You want to have a go at Corona Chan? Well, there is quite a lot of art. People have put a lot of effort into the artwork. I have to give it a thumbs up. Mario Carter 13. Give Jade a sniffles screw with a big achoo. Will do. Mac 1134. Virgin N95 versus Chad Plague Doctor Robes. If we're not going with a P100, I don't know what you're doing. You need to get the fuck out of here. That one guy. This is unrelated, but have you ever heard of McCamey Manor? It's an independently run haunted house where the owners somehow found a way to essentially torture anyone dumb enough to approach them. No, I haven't, but that sounds fucking great. ETR got a strafe queuing. Where are we here? The Tech Time Stream. Taiwan literally has the best national anthem. Joshua Larson. Jim, you are my favorite waifu. Thanks. From For Posterity. No surprise if reported infected are actually dead. Yeah, again, I don't believe the numbers, but the official numbers are all we have to work with. So we got to bear with it. From Radio Ruin. I live in the Bay Area. If I catch the Wu flu, I'm going to infect as many as possible as a gift to humanity. Well, that's one way of doing it. From Sean Turner. I told you Jim Biz will rise again. I'm rich. Oh, it's all Lambos now. The second this shit kicked off, every altcoin shot through the roof. From Tuzi Izatunes, China just shut down their version of Wall Street floor in Beijing, all thanks to Corona Chan. Yeah, I did read earlier about this, or people talking about it, saying that there were restrictions on being able to sell, restrictions on trade amounts, but I don't know enough about it to really talk about it, so somebody else will have to cover that. I'm sure there are going to be threads on Biz and Pull about it. From Titus Frost, cheers from the crew for taking true Wu flu. From Ocean Redux, this isn't a happening. Get back in your wagey cage. You just want this to be a happening so you don't have to work. Okay, Boomer. From Weaponized Gobbles, we should call this Red Death just to remind everyone that it's communism's fault. From Trolita, pee-pee poo-poo Wu flu's gonna get you. From Fatty Catty, Ebola-chan was a failure. All hail Corona-chan. The Queen is dead. All hail the Queen, yes. From Jason Weaver, we're all going to fucking die. I just graduated college and got my first real job. I should have just killed myself 4 years ago like I wanted to. Jason, you need to put a positive spin on it. Alright, most people have to watch the end of the world in a shitty sci-fi movie. You got a front row seat to it. No more speculation. This isn't some Discovery Channel, 2-hour special about what the end of the world's going to be like. You got a front row fucking seat to it. I say, kick back, have a beer, and watch it burn. All right, yeah, you get an opportunity not a lot of people are ever going to get. From Matthew Harder, Jim, if the Chinese manage to survive this, they will be coming after our $1 trillion debt in the U.S. Might there be a war? That's the big if. If they survive this. I don't know if they're going to be surviving much. From Lintcar007. Hey, Mr. Metokur, please don't copy Spoonie. He said he would take a video and never did. Take my low currency and buy candy. By the way, Orlando is a fag. Well, thank you for sharing. Of course, I think Orlando is going to be upset. From RPG or 90, San Jose and LA soon dead. From Rombostein, hey Jim, I remember you wanted to get a firearm. Have you considered a 9mm handgun, something you can attach a light to, maybe a Glock or a SIG? Well, you have to be licensed, where I am, to get a handgun. But you don't have to be to go buy a rifle or a shotgun. So, can you guess what I'm going to do? From Castizo, no, we should call this the Yellow Death, just to remind everyone that it's the Asians' fault. Hey now, that's what they're writing articles about. You stop it. From Anon Johnson, my tailor said she was going to take in the jacket as soon as she got back from China. Never going to get it back now. Can I get a rip for my denim jacket? Well, you know what? First thing, before we give you a rip, why do you have a denim jacket? Do you have a DeLorean parked outside that you just traveled here from the 90s in? Why are you wearing a denim jacket? Anon Johnson, what are you doing? From Jared Morgan, it's happening. The Wu flu is coming for you. Fuzzy Wuzzy got milk. Woo me, Corona chant. Motorboat me into oblivion. From Tyler Knox, off topic. But have you heard of Stetson Hardwick? No, I haven't. One is a pedophile who's trying to run for office and thinks rape doesn't exist. Look him up on YouTube for some entertainment. I will add that. Add that to the queue of things to look up. From Matches Burn, bad news, Jim. DSP contracted coronavirus. Rip. Maybe he'll get out of his debts if he did. MI7Sen95. Spread your poxes, children of Nurgle. Cover the land with pestilence. Be joyous in your labors. Be proud of your afflictions. Well, you know what? Now that you brought up Nurgle, let me bring up the cult of Ebola-chan, because eventually her numbers are going under. Okay? This is the last time we really can celebrate this. All right, the Wu flu's taken over. Cult of Ebola-chan, time to move over. There's a new king in town. I'm sorry, but, you know, your reign at the top is coming to an end. She's coming for your crown. From YesMan2044, why am I such a dum-dum, Jim? I don't know. The only way I can really answer that question is if you quadruple the donated amount. From MMAC1134, confirmed cases in Bay Area, California. Let the positing begin. Let's go, Corona chant. From Jay, BBC says over 150,000 under medical watch, 21,000 cases. I've seen numbers that are wildly fluctuating all over the place. The Lancet said 20 or 30,000. Doctors in Hong Kong said 75,000. There was another source that said more like, I think it was Time, said 100,000. And now the BBC is saying, what did you say? 150,000 under watch. It's insane. Nobody believes the official numbers, but nobody just wants to come out and say China's full of shit. Like, they just don't want to. They don't want to print that as a headline. You know, headline: breaking news: China's lying out of their ass. It's probably not what they want to do. From Amor Fati. Oh God, it's coming to get me. I'm coughing. I'm koofing over here. Here's some shekels for a respirator, Jimbo. Thank you. Robbie, don't care. I'm going to knock Trolita and execute up. From Brad. Waiter, there's a bat in my soup. Well, that's a feature, sir. From Iron Wolf Spear. The bioweapon is in New York City now. I'm scared. I got my food supply built up in water and some gas. I don't have a gun, but I have $900 crossbow. I'm ready to go. You know, I always wondered with gas, doesn't gas go bad after like a year? Would you bet better, like diesel would be better, isn't it? I've never looked into that. Maybe you should download schematics for a gasifier. Then you can make fuel out of wood, and you never have to worry about it. Glow in the dark. Hello, I'm Eugene. Why does everyone keep going on about the Holocaust? The flu is worse. 6 to 12 million Holocaust, 50 to 100 million Spanish influenza. From a name I cannot pronounce, sorry. Laos are backwards commies. Who knows what's real? From E. Gale, fucking wasted. Got some fireball, good times. Satan's Advocate, will Corona be the wrench in the global homo machine? Corona might be the wrench that beats us all over the head, to be honest with you, depending on how bad things go. From Orina132, I work at a company that imports shit from China. So far, 2 factories told us they're shutting down because of the Kung flu. But sure, it's just a cold. Yeah, it's a lot of fucking companies that are freaking out. Starbucks, I'm talking just about like storefront, not even like factories, but like Apple closed all 42 of its stores in China. Starbucks shut down. Google shut down. Tencent wants people to work from home. McDonald's shut down like half their locations. KFC shut down like a third of their locations. It's kind of crazy. Show me the kitties. You're gross at Robbie Don't Care. A leather collar. Currently crocheting a plague doctor toy to be buried with me in case I get infected here in Australia. Thanks for the streams, Jim. Always appreciate it. And I appreciate the lost art of crocheting, since many people don't know what that is. From Mike Mnemonic, Jim, did you LP the PS1 game Zan Rising years ago? Or, I'm sorry, Rising Zan years ago. Yes, I did. I did, in fact, LP that game. From Daniel Moore Archive, the reason Corona Chat is now behind schedule is that Pull forgot to factor in the shortage of testing kits. Looks like they can only confirm 2K a day. Well, I heard they could get 4,000 out to test people. So that's what I've been going on. I don't know how many they had built up in surplus. I don't know if they're shipping in more from other places, but it was 4,000 fast kits for testing on site. I know in the U.S. when the CDC does it, it takes, 24 to 72 hours to get the results, but they want shit they can do in a day. From Brolio Cornholio, how many shekels would it take for you to eat bat soup, Jim? Don't be a bigot. Sweetie Squad, rise up. I am not eating bat soup. It's not happening. Das Pooch, one of the side bonuses that Hair Gloriousness Corona-chan has given us is the internet's newest locale, Kathy Zhu. That silly bitch went on a tirade and is still trying to bring people to her side. Is she the one that kept going on about bat soup? Got very upset when people were making bat soup jokes? Not sure why. I mean, the social media starlet from China that was going on about bat soup. In fact, where is our bat soup story? There we are. Apologized and told people they shouldn't eat bats. Has Kathy eaten bats? Is that why? Is this like a personal thing? From Nox Draconia, thoughts on the U.S. case expansion with people gathering in Florida for Super Bowl and dispersing out into the country? Well, it depends how many foreigners are coming to watch the Super Bowl. I personally wouldn't go to a major event with all this crazy shit going on. I just watch it at home. Just watch it at home. Be lazy. Sit on your fat ass on the couch, drink a beer, eat some pizza, have some popcorn, watch the fucking thing at home. Mario Kart 13. Do like the natives, accept the gift blankets. From Fook Off. Jagmeet is the leader of the New Dems party. Think the difference of Stalin, Jagmeet, and Lenin, Justin Castro. He also looks like a fucking toe. How unfortunate. From Anarchist 3 the Great. Went to the mall today. Everyone was sitting on the opposite side of the cafeteria relative to the Chinese restaurant. Oh, were they now? From Wilkie Smooth, targets Han's Chinese and Kang's most. Hop in the gulags and cough in my mouth, Jim. Make station wagons great again. Thousands of children's shake heads. Thousands of them. From Woot, holy fuck, my country is such a fucking joke. We deserve what's coming. From XBLYN, it smells like Canadian bacon, Molson Gold, wonton soup, and virginity in here. Let's see. Well, wonton soup's not too bad. Man with them 9. Tell my puppy Freya to stop pooping on the floor. Freya, knock it off. You go outside, you shit, Freya. From Keloon, subscribe to Monkey Archive on iFunny. Also, Taz Andre can suck my fat cock. From You're All Noobs, 8943, fuck Canada is cucked. Press G to gas Canada. From Pavani, got told bat soup consumption in China isn't true. Well, you're literally looking at a story of a woman from China that went and ate bat soup. And I'm pretty sure the list of animals they were selling at the wet market and Hunai or wherever it was had bats and fucking Arctic foxes and every other goddamn thing under the sun that you could shove in your mouth. From Jack Pepsi, cooties taken too far. Apache Chief, which question is more accurate? All Canadian men are... Which question is more accurate? Okay. All Canadian men are gay or all gay men are Canadians? I'm a bit confused, Jim. Well, I would say all Canadian men are gay would be more accurate than all gay men are Canadians. Mr. Peabody. Do you think the homosexuals are bored? They are having a hard time getting off because they are normalized gay sex. They need the shock value to bust one. I don't know if they want to combine the fuck flu with the woo flu. That would be some wild shit. From Backslide Dan, I'm going to kill myself. Oh, wait. Death isn't funny when it's person, but when it's thousands in China, it's a big giggle. Laugh and enjoy the shekels. Well, it's always somewhat comical. It's a secret nobody wants to tell anyone. From Renning, circle, circle, dot, dot. Now I have my corona shot. From Road Warrior 2. Hey, Jim, did you check out Killing Bites yet? What did you think? I don't think I have checked it out yet. I've been so enamored with this corona shit. I've been living this happening for the past week and a half. From Glow in the Dark, it's amazing the West has become full of societies caring more about a few people's feelings over the well-being of their citizens. Yeah, it's some real dumb shit, isn't it? From The Real Asami, here's some shekels, Jibbo. You heard about the weird baby Smurf torture fic? Shit is weird, yo. I know I've not heard about a story about baby Smurfs being tortured, but that sounds like something I should dedicate to reading on a stream. Is that on some fan site that I need to know of? Is that what? Where would I find the weird baby Smurf torture fic to read to the audience? From Charles Sammons, you can't beat the Kung Flu Masters. Man with them 9. Jim, tell my wife Michelle to get me another Scotch. Michelle, get this man his drink, goddammit. From Synac 8, off topic, but have you seen the Warcraft 3 Reforged drama? Yeah, so what I heard from people talking about it is that it's a steaming pile of shit that not only is ruined in and of itself, but has ruined the previous version in of itself. Like it fucks with mod support and game types and champ. I don't know. All I know is it's supposed to be a giant clusterfuck that runs like shit. Is that about sum it up? Am I close? From Mammology 101, shout out to DSP. He is a cure for the best pathogen in the best country. Mammology giving a shout out to DSP. Let's make that shout out memorable. Anything that gives me an excuse to play this. Oh, where are we? There we are.
I masturbated in front of thousands of children. Thousands of children.
There's your shout out, DSP. There you go. That's coming from Memology 101. Jason Weaver, press to thonk. Rusty Cheese Knife. Have you been watching the fallout surrounding the release of Warcraft 3 Reforged? Another one on that. Funny how its release coincides with the coronavirus in China. Yeah, it's again, I've heard it's a massive clusterfuck. But it was not a game I was going to pick up, given the fact that they had that thing up for pre-order for an entire year, saying it would be delivered in or ready to be downloaded in December, and then it wasn't. So I'm glad I'm not somebody that got it like February and waited 10 months to have it not show up on time. From Radio Ruin, coronavirus is nothing like the Holocaust. People are actually dying of coronavirus. From Heavy Slash. From Southern Cali here, how fucked am I, Jim? Oh, you're super fucked. From Pavani, what was the actual cause of the Kung Flu exotic animal eating? Again, I think it's something from a biolab, but their cover story is even more embarrassing. Somebody decided to eat some bad ass in a soup, and now the whole country's on lockdown. China's on lockdown because some dude wanted to give a bat a rim job. Review tier DSP, have my babies, Jim. From the Raven Scar, how do you think China was going to deal with one husband? Okay, hold on, How do you think China was going to deal with one husband income taking care of 8 grandparents? Blowback from the one child only policy. I don't know. I do know that the mortality rate among older people is way higher. I mean, you're usually seeing death from 50 to 80 years old, sometimes in the 30s and 40s. but it does seem to affect the elderly quite a bit more. But it's insane to think that you would do this much economic damage to take care of some boomers. From Renning, looking at all those pictures makes me think the Chinese just figured out what planking is. It's a very astute observation. From QWERTY, Allah really punishing China for them Quakers. Oh my God, did I put this picture? I didn't. I keep wanting to show this to people, and I keep forgetting to fucking do it. And you know what, chat? I'm doing it now. We're taking a look at something real special that I keep forgetting to put in every fucking stream, and this one I'm not going to forget again. Here we go. This headline made me laugh so fucking hard. I don't know who did it. I don't know why this is in a goddamn news article, but I just want to read this to chat so you can really drink it in. From Business Insider, China coronavirus, QAnon advocates drinking bleach as a cure. Backers of the QAnon conspiracy are recommending drinking bleach as a cure against the deadly Wuhan coronavirus from China. Members of a fringe medical, and then of course it cuts off. But apparently, according to Business Insider, QAnon really wants you to drink bleach. That's what they're saying is the solution to this epidemic that's striking the world. Go grab a bottle, according to Business Insider. That's the fucking solution. That's right, chat. Trust the plan. You trust the plan. You trust that plan, you grab that bleach. This reminds me of the crystals, how to make crystals at home infographic from a long time ago. I wonder if somebody's trying this. Oh, I don't even know if this is real. This could just be Business Insider is just taking the piss out of them for the fuck of it. Just they thought it was funny one day to write this story and thought nobody would ever call them on it. But I laughed. Oh my God, that made me fucking laugh. You gotta trust the plan. You gotta get that bleach. From Glow in the Dark. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. From Glow in the Dark, the new representatives of China's Medical Bureau, Sum Ting Wan, Mi Fi Cole, and Koof Koof Thunk Bang. Wonder if they're related to those airline pilots from a while back. Titus Frost. Belt and Road Initiative threatens old world order. From Heteroclite Hinterwald. Say Oliver is a fag. Well, I just did. There you go. Afro-Man John. Daddy Nurgles gazed upon China. And lo, Corona-chan rose from a bowl of bat soup and blessed the nation with his gifts. From Sean M. But Jim, this doesn't always happen in China. It's not like they're eating live animals on the regular. Like some sort of third world shithole. Yeah, this was the first time it's ever happened. I totally get it. They never would eat the weird shit at a fucking wet market. Yeah, I wish I could find it. There is a menu that came from that showed the animals available, and it's crazy. The shit that they were selling to eat was fucking insane. From Rambo Stein, or Steen, China is pissed off the Christ God, Catholic Monarchist. The Lord will return and destroy tyranny for good. From the Unrepentant, remember, Moko Deus Vult artist got harassed. From The Good Doctor, God will not be mocked. From YesMan2044, could this be population control? It would be population control from the world's biggest idiot, maybe. Somebody who doesn't understand what the fuck they're doing and is... Well, they control the population by completely removing it, so technically, yes, it could be population control, I guess. From Delta Dan, holy fuck, Jim. Su Ting Wong, from Jason Weaver. My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ has had it with these degenerate communists. Press P to praise your Lord. Press P to praise your Lord. Praise him. I'll give you a second, chat, as I put back up. And for those that might have wandered in and wonder why everybody's talking like this, where is it here? Oh, I just had it. It gets lost in the shuffle of things. I think I title it just simply God. There we go. Press P to praise him. Otherwise, he's going to send bat soup and bat disease after you. And he's going to nail you with bird flu and swine flu. It's just everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. You can't stop it. Oh, there's a lot of chats. Nobody's wanting this shit coming after them. Ocean Redux. Jim, we too low, bang ding ow. From J Sweetie 24. If this is a man-made bioweapon, I would think the person who engineered it may have had an antidote to protect themselves, unless this was an oopsie. I think it was a bioweapon that they were tinkering with, and I think it got loose. Meaning that they probably didn't have something developed against it because it probably wasn't complete in the first place. From Lap Titomort, can you cover how the Chinese are apparently throwing pets to their deaths and out onto the streets because they're scared of getting sick via their pets? Yeah, we actually did talk about that. Let me see if I can pull up the article again. Infected pets from Newsweek. That was the scientist working on the coronavirus claims that pets can catch the infection. Says owners should monitor for symptoms, and this led to a rash of pet deaths. Yeah, I've seen videos and pictures of it, of people throwing their animals onto the streets from their roofs and their windows, shooting them. There was a story, I think even B&O has this up on their Twitter feed, of one owner, and I have no idea why, but burying their pet alive. I'm not sure why they'd be extra cruel about it. But yeah, we did talk about it briefly earlier on. From 00, paging doctor based to the front desk. From Titus Frost, we should all thank Bill Gates at Event 201 for getting the world prepared for this by coughing near Bill. If we see him, lulz. I'm sure Bill Gates would appreciate all the coughs you can send his way. From Commander Douche, wonder when there will be a virus like the latex outbreak in the game Changed that caused people to become furries. Dare you to check that game out. A latex outbreak turned people into furries? Oh, sign me up. Is it a first-person shooter? From Caleb Lambright, holy Jim, just did a better job of revival in America than the whole Crusades than Billy Graham Crusades. He proved God is real, and he's funny and based. Well, you better get down on your knees and pray. Otherwise, bad soup's coming right at you, motherfuckers. It's coming for you. Oh, yeah, we'll throw this one up, too. I love this story. How pissed do you think Israel was when Dai Yuming decided to compare them closing their borders to the Holocaust? Oh, I bet that chapped their ass like nothing. From Zaxdig's Absol Brasi, coronavirus info from a person filming the situation in Wuhan at the hospital taken from Weibo. More links inside. I think we actually just watched those clips. From Yusin Faces, I'm butchering your name. Anyone interested in a pair of lightly used Uyghur lungs? I'm sure people order those with the lightly used fucking 3M masks that people are repackaging and selling on eBay. From Editorial Joe, it's a human yolk. RH, man catchers are all over China. They have no strength from drinking soy. From Mao Zedong, Shanghai Stock Exchange down 7.7% already today. Big oof. Yeah, I'm sure their market's not doing well with the entire country on fire as it is. From Il Supremo? In the alternative timeline where Trump never ran for office and the only Super Bowl we'd have today under President Bush is the one holding the guac. Dylan Cockrum. I'm a janitor at a U.S. university with almost as many Chinese students as Americans. 90 confirmed to be from Wuhan. Press F for me, Jim. Holy shit, you are a dead man walking. Oh, you're going to have to clean up their masks and shit? Oh, that's brutal, man. Oh, you're gonna go into the classroom where like 40 of them are, and they're gonna be like Kleenex and masks all over the floor. You may as well just quit. You may as well just walk off the fucking job now and save your life. From L. Simpson, I'm black and support for blacks. From Jack, we still want that opening song link. From Ellen Bestard MP, so we should accept periodic outbreaks. I see, in other words, you can't stop globalization and the free movement of people. Leah, let's pull that just let it go part and parcel article. We should de-escalate the war on... Who writes this shit? What were you thinking? The new normal. We should just accept that we're fucked. We should just let we should let epidemics become pandemics because we need to be open and inclusive. What an insane worldview. From Heteroclite Hinterwald, 15,000 viewers, that's more than CNN in a whole weekend. From Grody Grungus, only a matter of time until the hospital I work at gives out precautionary notes on coronavirus. There's already been a case of coronavirus in Massachusetts. Yeah, that was at UMass, right? The university? Glow in the dark. What would be funny is if China keeps arresting or killing all the medical staff for complaining or leaking information and ends up unable to fight Corona-chan, thus dooming themselves to collapse. Kind of like a medical version of Stalin in World War II where he killed off all his good generals and nearly fucked himself. Except China's going to kill off all their good doctors. From Caleb Lambright. Based Chen Kishi, the Asian guy, our hero brave. Fuck the World Health Organization. From the Fuzzy Wuzzy Got Milk. I feel so bad for that dude. So fucked up. From JC Von Doom. First time donating. Wondering if you saw the undercover journalist who recorded dead bodies at the hospitals piling up and was arrested for it. Sweetie Squad for life. Love you, Jim. Kissy face emoji. Well, I did see a couple videos of one guy that filmed outside of a hospital, and he looked into, it was like a police van or something, and there were multiple body bags. There's another video of a dude that was filming basically bags full of ashes left over from cremations. One guy went into a hospital and filmed dead bodies. There's been a lot of people filming dead bodies, to be honest with you. From ComWest907, this is why we need to win Gamergate, boys. Yeah, if we could just get Gamergate 8 going, we could stop Corona-chan. That's what we need. From Daniel Moore Archive, let's call the Who director a poo in the Who. From Moist John, 1 oven, 20 cookies, I don't know, man. Yeah, that's a math question I'm going to have to ask Nick Fuentes. These cookie oven questions are beyond my mathematical abilities. All right? I just didn't get that far. And theoretical number studies. From Apache Chief, anything UN related will please China inevitability because half the UN is Chinese. If there are that many in positions, that would kind of make sense, actually. As for who, yeah, they just suck the dick of China so much, it's bizarre. From Jesse Baker, who will turn coronavirus first. Jim Cornette, who is on the shit list of Zoe Quinn's best friend, Joey Ryan, or Tim Pool. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking who would get sick first. Who will turn conservative first? Jim Cornette or Tim Pool? I don't fucking know, really. I guess I don't care either. I know maybe that's not the answer you wanted. I don't know. I don't know. Mario Carter 13, 60 million fortune cookies make Corona-chan thick. Skeptical Panda. Hi, Jim. Big fan of the weather reports. Keep it up. From Eucian Facius. They aren't throwing their pets out of the windows. They're simply cleaning out the pantries due to a lack of garbage services. Now, hey now. All right, it's that kind of attitude that's led to Zoomers hunting children in the hallways. All right, you tell a few jokes like that, the next thing you know, you got the kids in hazmat suits asking to run, corona tests on people. Nobody knows what's going on. The little Zoomers are out there doing it. It's one too many jokes. From Glow in the Dark, can anyone get China's gas bill or whatever they use to cremate bodies so we can get a rough estimate on the deaths? Red Eyes Blues, please show them the picture of a sign telling people to wear masks. Who was this stupid? Hilarious sent it. Yeah, I'm not sure why you'd need to be repeatedly told to wear a mask in a fucking plague zone, but apparently some people did. Miles Krause, why contain it? Oh, we're going a little Deus Ex on this shit. Fuck you, Google. Finally, we get to use those tax of FEMA coffins so many of our tax dollars went towards. From Brian Dawkins, Jim, have you read the Ray Bradbury story about the garbage men who has to collect dead bodies in case a war happens? No, I have not, actually. From Lei Chenine, Jim, it's just like the Denver International Airport murals prophesize: disease, martial law in camps, and widespread death. Well, usually widespread disease leads to all the other things. So we're on course. We're like that J curve. We're going straight up. From Garnet Nard, thank you so much for covering this. You're the first e-thought I have given money to. Well, I need to shake my tits or something, I guess. Gotta earn that money. From David, Jim, you should get Xi Jinping's take, but you can't. No one has seen him for 5 days. Do you think the poof bear finally caught Winnie the Flu? I actually heard he's a germaphobe, and showing up at a few of the sites where they were constructing stuff freaked him out. Now, I don't know if he's really such a germaphobe that he's like pulling a Howard Hughes and he's in a bunker wearing fucking Kleenex boxes for shoes while China burns to the ground. But I guess we'll find out sooner or later. From Fuck You Google again, Las Vegas or Boulder, Jim? Neither. I would suggest if you're looking for a place to run, I'd pick like, let me pull up a map. Where should we go to survive Corona Jam? What would be a good area in the United States? Here's my guess. I'm going to say Wyoming, Montana, and not North Dakota because they got a lot of oil workers. South Dakota. Wyoming, Montana, and South Dakota. That's your safest bet. There you go. From Alan Down Under. Jim, buy a gun. I recommend a revolver because you can't really go wrong with one. Fewer moving parts will be good for taking out Corona zombies. From UC and Facius. Imagine what Phase 2 of the China trade deal will bring us. Phase 1 was a doozy. Now, that is true. From Janeska Merrill. China already asking the EU for help sending medical supplies is telling. But yeah, less than 20,000 infected? Sure. I heard there was some issue with the Red Cross donations that were going into China. That they were getting tossed aside or stolen, or that officials were taking them. To the point that, Red Cross donations had to, I guess, be helicoptered directly to hospitals. They had to land the shit directly at the hospital to make sure people got it. So I don't even know what they'd be doing with the medical supplies from the EU itself. From Finfrog, an NPR article, cites experts claiming the virus may peak in mid-spring. Oh boy. From Mad Clock, it's scary that some retard believing it's racist to take this seriously can fuck over potentially thousands of people. It is better to be alive and considered racist than dead and be virtuous. Let these retarded idiots that are telling you not to be safe and cautious, let them go be the brave ones that get coughed on by sick people. You take care of you and yours, and nobody will be around to call you racist. They're all going to be dead because they were stupid and didn't wear a mask to protect themselves, like any sensible person would do when you hear that a new disease spreads if people cough on you. From Caleb Lambright, the worst thing you can call someone now is coronavirus, not Nazi corona. It's the new worst slur of all time. If you want to hurt someone, call them a corona. From Idoki the Tricky, buddy, do you know the Bioinstitute it came from is actually owned by George Soros? Makes you think. Well, now which are you talking about? Because there's a viral lab at the university 8 miles from the Sea Market, and there's a virology institute 20 miles from the Sea Market. So which one? That's the problem. There are multiple places they're doing shit at. From Illumina, or Illumani, looks like the division is becoming more and more reality by the day. Well, if they can ever get the coronavirus... Didn't the division have like a storyline where the disease got spread from currency? If we reach that point, yes. Black Hebrew Israelite, the Wu-Tang flu ain't nothing to funk with. Caleb Lambright, rip Vegas. Ha ha ha, rip Vegas. From Lizzie Love. CADGov came out and said, asymptomatic, not contagious, and not to bother wearing masks. What the fuck? If the Canadian government is telling that to you, they're lying. Other countries have confirmed that's not the case. If the Canadian government is saying not to wear a mask and asymptomatic people aren't contagious, they're outright lying to you. From Blood Edge 89, did you check the research link regarding Corona and HIV? I did. Are you talking about the paper that was released by the Indian team on? It was like RIVX. It was one of the non-peer-reviewed medical sites. It got put up. Everybody started talking about it. Then everybody got banned that was talking about it and started deleting shit. And now the government or medical teams are coming out talking about using HIV medicines. I find it interesting, but I have not sat down and read the paper. No. From the Red Pill Nation. Eat the bat, snakes and bugs, you fucking bigot. Get in the cage. Slavery is freedom. Fear is love. War is peace. From the Joe Blow Show. Thanks for killing everyone, China. It happened. From Legato Madi. Someone else recommended this in the stream, and I'm going to double the recommendation. My own great-grandma's coffin in my own backyard is a deaf guy making out with his dead grandmother. 3 minutes in, the action starts. Sounds hot and heavy. Just needs a little bat soup to really complete the thing. From Caleb Lambright. CVRU, coronavirus, rise up. Have I jumped the shark? No, I don't think this disease is aquatic yet. From Big Poppy. Jim, my mom wants to get her nails done but doesn't want to get sick because Chinese people own all the salons. What should she do? I think the only solution is to chop all her fingernails off. It'll be painful, but it's the safest thing. From Illuminati. Rumor is it's 100,000 dead. From Pungazi. Jim, my accounting professor is Chinese. What should I do? I guess switch majors. Find a new major at your college. From Das Pooch. I'm convinced either the heads of the Chinese Communist Party or their science division are Warhammer 40K fans because they're clearly trying to make the virus bomb exterminatus technology real. What the fuck? From Charles Salmons. Bioweapons target the Chinese population in one fell swoop. You reduce your population and inoculate the survivors from a plague. From Eduardo Ramirez. It's just the sniffles. Be a good boy and watch the game. Well, here's the thing I don't understand about them. You know, if it was a bioweapon that was intentionally meant for their own population, how are they going to hold together China? You don't think that there are going to be provinces that want to break away from central authority if all these people start dying and the government weakens? You don't think... I can think of like 3 or 4 that would. All doing that would... Using that sort of weapon, you'll just have a bunch of inoculated people fighting a civil war. From Edward... Oh, no, I read that one. Multiverse Sandbox. So when do we start to see Riot and Blizzard banning people from using the naughty Wu-Flu runes? Yeah, I asked this earlier if we were going to start seeing in games if you started making flu jokes, if they'd ban you. I almost guarantee they're going to. The Cockmaster. San Francisco had its second case. Nice knowing you. From Jugs. So can white people get it or not? Yes, they can. Now, can white people die from it? It's a different question. Watch the Soul Taker. Muslim grooming gangs. Less than Chinese coughing gangs. From Ushenka Guy. Corona Chan is doing God's work by purifying the world of anyone who might try to manipulate his message. From the Red Pill Nation. Ooh woo, I got that flu. From White Hotep. Some friends of mine who are in the medical field in New York told me there's already confirmed cases there. Yeah, I think it's... I don't know how it works. Like I said, the CDC takes a sample and then they send the results back, but I don't know if there's a delay in actually reporting that you have a confirmed case. Or maybe they're trying to piecemeal it out. Maybe there are multiple confirmed cases and they don't want to freak people out, so they say, 1 or 2 a day. And one or, like, we got one in this state, and then a day later, we got a couple in this state, so people don't flip out. From Pavani Osfeg here. We were told that wearing masks isn't necessary and it shouldn't be a huge cause for panic. Well, let those brave people not wear their masks, and you wear yours and survive. From Usani and Fasius. Why the cover-up? Look up Mandate of Heaven. In the event of a plague, the leaders of China can justifiably be destroyed. This week only, Chinese organs half off, going out of business sale. From David Knight. Most Canadians don't like the CBC and we want Trudeau out. He unfortunately won the last election, but only with a minority government. Now he's taking guns. Well, Trudeau, I will always remember the Fort McMurray fire and how he was just an idiot. Trudeau's a moron. From Ken, what's your opinion about Warcraft 3, Jim? I think it's a special kind of terrible when they went out of their way to ruin classic Warcraft 3 too. That is the unforgivable part. They shouldn't be fucking with the classic version. And anyway, you can't add features in a remaster that fuck with the classic version. That's stupid. From the Unrepentant. Lemoyne's Iron Lung will save us. Over Killery. Thanks for the grooming. Buy a fresh pack of cancer on me. Well, I will do. From Cody Culp. Look up dead bodies in Wuhan Hospital in the hallways and scroll down. Reading about government burning bodies to soften actual body count. I wouldn't doubt that they're trying to, fudge the numbers as much as they can. From Andrew K. Despite all the poo in the loo, India wasn't even close to making a plague like this. Worst superpower ever. Hey, can we take a minute just to think? India is the only country that flew out other people's citizens. In fact, let me see if I can do it. They were just being bro tier for no reason. Let me find the story. Oh, where is it? I'm almost certain I read this. Okay, let me see if I can find the story. I'm sorry, Chad. It's taking me a minute to find things. Yeah, okay. Yeah, India went out of its way to bring other people with them. So they took 323 of their own citizens and then 7 Moldavians, just for the fuck of it. Just to be good guys. Good guy India. Good guy India helping out other people. All these other countries don't give a shit. India, because they're the superpower they are now, they're like, fuck it. Everybody get on our plane. We're getting the fuck out of this plague zone. Everybody hop on India's plane. We're getting the fuck out of here. That's right. Best superpower. Best superpower of the year. The poo and the loos are saving lives. Just for the hell of it. From ex-legendary hero, Eugene is also a major supporter of Telemed. It's video calls with a price tag that always end with "come in anyway." It's all a program for all the money. From Mr. Fertile, Forbes is saying that the Wuhan Institute of Virology says that no HIV was put in the poo flu. Well, I'm glad the Institute of Virology, the most trustworthy source to go for for this, is confirming they didn't put AIDS in their deadly bioweapon. From Hitch Watson, universities all across the U.S. are on high alert due to Chinese immigrant students. One Penn State, USC, Harvard, etc. Rumor has it it's on my campus. From Burger Titty, second person being tested for nCoV in New York City. Yeah, there are multiple right now. Radio Ruin, black pilled a global pandemic is a white pill. From Filthy Casual, wasn't AIDS, cats, and Postal 3? It actually might be. The Unrepentant, Alinity saved her cat with vodka. Rabbi Cham, Goldenstein, Sheckelblatt. Can the plague be spread through Braps? I believe it is. Brap deadly, yes. Frank to Tank 1218, the real cause of the China Wu flu was some Chinese guy did pee-pee and someone's coke. From Gigantic Harris, Australians rise up. Chase Weiler, Naiho from Charlottesville, Corona Chan. That one guy, leave it to China to give us the most boring apocalypse ever. Instead of turning you just to die, and instead of a bite, it's in a chew. Fuck you, China. Well, okay. I have a friend in California who just told me that a plane from China landed 2 hours ago north of him, and all are infected. Well, that's one hell of a plane to send over, isn't it? From Louis Tamata, Quarter Pounder calls this alarmist bullshit, LOL. Well, ask Quarter Pounder why it is that a nation would economically damage itself in the magnitude of billions of dollars, quarantine 60 million people, lock down 15 cities, and start burning bodies if it was just the case of the sniffles. From a Woo Patrol, this guy who decided the AIDS doesn't kill fast enough deserves a Nobel Prize. From Lei Chene, Jim, don't you know all about the missing nuclear weapons around the world? Superpowers can be very incompetent. From Daniel Demos, what goes great with coronavirus? A little Lyme's disease. From 1-8 de Juice, think this may spark some kind of uprising in China. Again, people go stir crazy when they're locked up long enough. I don't know how bad the situation is, and I don't know how long that quarantine is going to be in place. But if they try to keep it going for another 2 weeks, I think some people are going to get pretty fidgety. From Legato Madi, at the post office, we were told if we were tested positive for BOWs, we have our clothes and our possessions destroyed, and we got to go into a tent and be sprayed down by people in papery astronaut suits. Sounds like a fucking party. From Fuck You Google, this shit is literally the Chinese knockoff version of The Stand. Captain Trips took out all the dogs and horses too in the book. Actually, I wouldn't even know that. I did see the movie The Stand, but I did not read the book, so I didn't know it was killing all the pets too. Mario Carter 13, white girls will make the Wu flu an STD by taking the knot. Legato Madi, the old folks say they haven't seen nothing like this since the anthrax. From some guy from Ohio. I'm a janitor at a university in the student union. I'm just waiting for the first case before hiding out in the cornfields out here. Sounds like a plan. From Logan Ryan Diao. Ranadu? I don't. After a certain amount of time, I start going a little retarded pronouncing names. I hope I'm able to play Doom Eternal before I come down with the flu. So do I. I actually want to play the port they're releasing on the PC of Doom 64. That's what I'm looking forward to. Pisses me off that they tied it to Doom Eternal. It should have come out like 2 months ago. The Dashing Rogue, Chinaman, spread the disease like no one can. Great a plague, people die. Put him on a list for no fly. Watch out, here comes the Chinaman. From American Kaigen 91. Hey Jim, moving to Montana. Wish me luck in the apocalypse. Best of luck. From Matthew Skidmore. Fire, tornadoes, plagues, and locusts. My wife wants to know if I should slaughter a lamb and spread its blood over my fucking door. We're about there, aren't we? From Jay Ingram. Jim, please read the lyrics to Groan of the Wind by Kalma. I don't even know what the fuck. From Caleb Lambright. Hello, I'm Caleb LL Show. Sniffle Squad, rise up. SSRU. Legato Madi Bayonetta 3 canceled. I hope you're fucking with me. That's actually super depressing news. I don't know if you're fucking with me. Oh, okay. No, now you're screwing with me. Or maybe you're just saying it's never going to come out because we'll all be dead by then. One Man Army, lol. Hey, Jim, did you hear Carol the Wolf got away? Got away as in didn't get charged, or got away as in he's on the run? From Ninstar Rune. Jim, did you hear that on Twitter you can get banned now for providing political misinformation? Hey, got to get ready for that election, I guess. That one guy, why haven't we died? Give it time. Caleb Lambright. Make a video game where you bully Chinese kids, LOL. From Fatty Caddy. Why does Corona-chan look smashable as fuck? They're putting that artwork out with haste, aren't they? From Kuyu. Arizona native here. The infected person in Arizona is an ASU student, Jim. Chances are it's silently spreading. F for me. Oh, so it was a university student down there too. Yeah, that's not great. From Chemtrail Mix. Jim, we can't go in the woods. Sasquatch will eat us. How long before the infected start spitting on politicians? Looking forward to the next stream. I don't know how long it is until they start spitting on politicians. There were stories out of China of them coughing and spitting on people, though they got mad at. From Truck of Peace, what masks to get for the fam? The N99. N99 should be good enough, from what I understand. I believe it would be good enough. Why did it just fucking jump? Okay, I think my thing just... This new system's supposed to be good, and it just fucked up on me. Alright, sorry, chat. 1 second. I thought I was right at the end there. I might have missed some messages. Alright, hold on. Sorry, chat. Let me... Oh, boy. I was just reading N99. Where did N99 go? Oh, they're fucking with me here. Okay, a lot of people talking shit about the Super Bowl. So yeah, I did this jumped on me. Okay, here we go. I think I finally... Okay, we're caught up. Oh, see, I did it again. I did that thing again where I got lost. From Andrew K. Sniffle Squad hats, when boss? I don't know if I should make them. They're probably made in China and we'll all die if we wear them. I'm going to have to charge extra. gotta get those extra nickels if I'm gonna start offing people with Chinese hats. From Nick Fuentes, loves cat boys. Have you seen the new Murdoch about Nick Fuentes and his love of kitties? No, I haven't, but I really like Murdoch, so I will go watch that after the stream. From Lozer Spoon F, Canada contracts Wong flu. Also Canada, 0 deaths. From YouTube bot account, Jim, I drive a Toyota Corona. Should I disinfect it? Yes, you should. The unrepentant radiation song from the Aquabats. From Mr. Scott J87. Chan, gonna win the pennant and go to the Super Bowl. From Glow in the Dark, China 100,000 goal for happening. DEFCON 2. From the Keemstar 27. Intro song name also masked out of stock on Amazon. Yeah, I hear it's selling out everywhere. And I don't know the intro song name. I'm sorry. Caleb Lambright, I sniffed a can of petrol today. It cured my corona. From Yushanka Guy, looking forward to Corona-chan wiping out China and hopefully Trudeau as well. But he might trick Corona-chan with his blackface. He might go undercover and they can't do shit about it. From Gree People. Sturgill Simpson song Remember to Breathe works great for this. Lay back, let it happen, and remember to breathe, even as a guy spraying toxic purple breath in the video. From Jojo Bizad, you should check out All Gas, No Brakes, just the normie guy interviewing the most interesting people. From Q1 Fiend, it's simple, we eat the Batman. From Eddie Spaghetti, San Francisco is on suicide watch. Kaiser Trigger, instead it's all a spoof. From America Kaijin 91, check out Bat Soup ASMR second result. Wait, so are people making ASMR videos eating bat soup? And then let me guess, it's really quiet for like 40 minutes of somebody slurping on soup, and then they start coofing really loudly. That's the hook, isn't it? From Ken, hey Jim, I'm a nursing student. All of my books make references to different races for medical treatments, but races may react differently to medicine or illnesses. It's possible the rumor is true. From Fatty Catty, can you tweet out the macro of the dude who brings his girlfriend to game night, and she takes over the whole thing by bringing other thoughts? Oh, I know which one you're talking about. Yes, I will find that. From Swamp Ghost, screw these cheap-ass face masks. Get a real CBRN gas mask, Jim. Get a Mira Safety CM74 combat gas mask. It has good relief cut on the mask, so you can use optics on your favorite AR when all the koofers come for your shit. From Logan Spangler, hey Jim, are you following any of the Montenegro happenings or the French Joker riots? No, I've been solely dedicated to watching this Corona Chan shit. I find it fucking fascinating. Totally absorbed in it. I hate Yankees. When will China admit they made an oopsie? Oh, they'll wait until they're forced to do it. Watch the Soul Taker. I just lost an $85 betting on the Super Bowl. Just. Kaiser Trigger. Would you spoof all over the chat, please? Baron Julius von Brunk. Hey, Jim. I've got a video you should watch to cheer you up this gloomy weekend. Play my Lego Simpsons animation, Bort Sampson. It's COPPA compliant. Until we all love COPPA compliant content on the platform. Intangible Jack. You've consistently had about 3K more than the NFL's live stream. I had a fucking colostomy, yet can... Okay. I have a fucking colostomy, yet can still give more shits about you than YouTube. Consistently, I'm going to guess... Was the Super Bowl, was it that bad this year? What ended up happening with the Super Bowl? Let me go take a look. I'll give you a weather update. Here's your official weather update on the Super Bowl. The game is over. Is it over? I think it's over. The game is over. I'm just going to, final score. Game's over. Kansas City Chiefs won. San Francisco 49ers coofed to death on the field. They'd all been given the gift and just couldn't survive it. Yay. The game is over. There you go. Was that exciting, chat? Are you blown away by my sports announcing abilities? I hope so. Eduardo Ramirez. Do a stream on DSP's bankruptcy filing. Super shady. I don't know about bankruptcy law. Somebody else that really knows that shit should cover it. I just find it absurd that he owes like $500,000 and that he spent $40,000 on a mobile game like a rube. From Fusilization. How much did DSP spend on his wedding? I think $150. From Lazy B. What will kill DSP first? A bullet or Corona Chan? I think the heart attack after he loses both his homes. From Mouse Prod Inc. Hey Jim, I work for a group that archives social media data. Here's some videos that have been taken down. Oh, and it's a link to stuff. Okay. This is insane. From Sebastian Anon. Evening, Jim. Considering the success of Comicsgate crowdfunding comics, how long until we see Pretty Princess Jim Shugo manga on Indiegogo? I can't draw, so you'll never see a crowdfunded comic from me. If I could draw, I'd probably just draw for fun. I have no artistic talent. I can't play an instrument. I can't sing. I can't draw. I have none of that artistic shit in me. So sorry. There'll be no crowdfunded comics. From Jew Oven. Take a page out of Seeth's streams and play Russian Nights during your breaks. It slaps also, considering having him on a stream. I'd like to have him on a stream. From T.O. Have coworkers at work asking or telling me to vote for Sanders. I've been informing them that he is a spineless cuck They sadly think I'm joking. From White Shelley, I can feel your pain through your videos. Thank you for what you do. Death to the Red Plague. From Doc Window Licker, I'm a social worker working with a massive homeless camps in the PNW. Lots of direct person-to-person contact. Corona-chan is going to take my boy hole. Yeah, any community where there's close proximity, especially, yeah, homeless people are fucked, to be honest. It's going to spread through like wildfire if it gets into that community. Low hygiene, person to person, drug sharing. It's a nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare in that particular community. From Maximilian, Mayor Zago, tell my friend Nikki, you lost the game. Nikki, you lost the game. From Caleb Rambright, we was Spartans in shit. Drinks purple drank shite. CDK Cthulhu 11 infected in the U.S. Now prepare your anus. Jacob Kilgore, maybe you remember that my dad works at China's Southern Airlines and now has to be in quarantine in full hazmat for work. If you want an insider perspective, let me know. I can hook you up with the photos. Well, hopefully your dad's fine. That sounds scary as shit, to be honest with you. Again, from Maximiliano. Did you hear about Funimation canceled interspecies reviewers because they got the right without checking whatever it was beforehand? Oh, did they just figure out what they bought when they were going to go and start creating it? Brilliant strategy. Good business decision. From Equus Lowell, please review 90 Day Fiancé couples, LOL. I think the first season of that actually had some funny shit. There was like some Russian chick that really rode some dude's ass. Like she had no respect for him. But the later seasons kind of went downhill. From D. Blanche, any thoughts on Onision Chris Hansen shit show? No, I'm not really following that. Not following that. I followed DSP's bankruptcy a little bit just because the money amount was so ridiculous. And I know something happened with Boogie recently. I think somebody they got police archives or they got police video of his quote-unquote swatting attempts. And it's just the cop knocking on the door saying, hey, somebody said you're hurt. Are you okay? From Foregone, how should I let my family know about this without them thinking I'm going bonkers? They're smooth brains that believe everything they see on the news. Well, I don't know. I don't know how you're going to do it. You're just going to have to show up in full hazmat outfits with the mask on and just go for it. From QWERTY, this super chat has been brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. From Vape Woo, Chinese twins engineered HIV immune. She's twins. From RPGer90, China gonna China. From Gree People, Hing Hong Ding Dong, let's all sing along. Woohoo flu woo, it's time to go achoo. From Caleb Lambright. This is a math formula they've come up with. It says rape women plus blame victims for having woo flu equals laughing my ass off. From Figure 11. Tell Mike to make me a flu-free cup of tea. Mike, get on it. From Rob, have you heard Play Good Way Peppy School? So good, don't play Rama Rama, play it. From Sean Turner, can you end with Ron Paul, It's Happening? Actually, I have a song for the ending that I think is fitting. It's a surprise, but it's queued up and ready to go. From Lulzer Spoon F, Jim, just buy an AR-12. It's a 12 gauge, shoddy on an AR platform. It'll let you hold off the Wong flu zombies coming your way. Buy more MAGA though. I know what I want to get. I got the idea in my head. From Shade 88, the Halo TV series coming on the stars is turning into Captain Keyes from Halo 1 into a black guy. I'm not really sure why. There's already a black dude in Halo. It's pretty well known. I don't know why they need to make Captain Keyes black, but okay. Catastrophe. I'm 100% sure if a homeless person gets sick with corona in California, that shit will spread like wildfire, like the fires in Australia. Probably right. Reno Miles, at that time I sent the super chat. You haven't played the DSP Thousands of Children clip. Could you play it for us? Thanks. Actually, I did play it earlier, but you know what? I can oblige. Oh, I've got all these these fucking photos up. All right, hold on. It's just such a weird soundbite.
I masturbated in front of thousands of children. Thousands of children.
It's just brutally out of context. There's no reason for that clip to exist. There's just none. Some guy from Ohio. China grows in economical power, expands its borders, positioned to be number one power in the future. Fucking shoots themselves with a bioweapon. Brilliant, I know. From Mr. Florb. Krista Graham is a great artist and she's disease free. Eduardo Ramirez. Diesel for vroom vroom, gas for rama rama. From Astro Respect. JF said just because it could be man-made doesn't mean it's a bioweapon. Scientists experiment on viruses for many reasons. Thoughts? Well, I mean, he's right. It could just be something they were fucking with in the lab. But I think given the connection to the two stories coming from Canada and the U.S. of them specifically looking for shit related to this particular concoction, makes me think they were stealing information and materials to complete something specifically, not just fuck around in the lab. That would be my take on it. From Caleb Lambright, please read Swamp Ghost Superberry. You missed it. I do not. I don't know where it is. I'm scrolling through. There's quite a few. I'm trying my best to get everybody. From Heath J, watch out for Chinese people, boss. Tyler Sean, Australia is apparently racist. Our government is canceling Chinese visas. Good. There should be some border control enacted to protect people for a little while. Fatty Catty, I have not seen One Piece, but the story looks dope. Caleb Lambright, circle, ... For the end of stream, please. Robbie don't care. Show me kitties, you got me. Alpha Omega. What will happen to the bug chasers after Corona Chan? They might be fine if they're already on HIV medicine, if that's working, like Thailand is saying. From Sean Turner. Jim, can I get a ringtone voice for one new message? Sean Turner, you have one new message. From Rock Towner. Hey, Jim. An employee of the supermarket Woolsworth over here in Australia got in trouble for kicking Chinese customers out of the store. Fatty Catty, what do you think of George Lincoln Rockwell? Is that American Nazi Party, right? I remember, didn't he have a meeting with, was it Louis Farrakhan, where they both got along smashingly because they both hated Jews? I believe that's what if I'm thinking of the right thing. From Aleph Omega. What would happen to the gay communist fucker? What is this? What would happen to the gay community after Corona? I don't know. Jet Jenkins, province of Wenzhou has been locked down. 9 million. Fuck. So it's even more is getting locked down. From Caleb Lambright, I love you, best friend Jim. NNRU, you Percival. From Blackside Dan, I barfed up the pills. GD, I can't even kill myself. From Judy Stroyer, a Chinese man sneezed on my dog yesterday. Press F for my best mate. Rippin' pepperoni, little pupper. From Alan Down Under, bleach is Rama Rama. You use it on your clothes. From Data Block, Mr. Anti-Bully, you are the gay psychopath we need. From Padre Speaks, ding ding, bing bing, gutter oil, ching ching. Caleb Lambright, P to praise God, it's pronounced pay. From Reno Miles, during the old Stream.me days, you had a random show where you played clips and didn't fit with your normal videos. Can we have a random 2 Electric Boogaloo? It's been about a year. Once BitChute's up and streaming, yes we can. Once BitChute's allowing streaming, we can do all sorts of fucked up fun shit. From Ovaltine Patrol, after study differential equation, 18 hours, Wuhan bioweapon scientists have lunch at the wet market without washing their hands. The rest is history. From Mr. Problematic, when the fuck are we going to get Transtastic Tales, you lazy tater slave? Do we have to wait for China to completely collapse first? I can't help it. Listen, with the riot stuff that went on, like the Justice for Jamar stuff, I was super hooked onto that. When the trial went on for Trayvon Martin, with all that shit, I was super hooked into that. I'm a happening kind of guy, and this shit is all consuming to me right now. I can't not pay attention to it. It's in my brain. From Caleb Lambright, please read Rabid Colombian Super Chat, pray for you. Johnny Depressed, Romania develops a cure for coronavirus that cures white people only, according to EUTimes.net. From Sean Turner, give us an example of Mundane Matt's virus and spread. From Caleb Lambright, sending journalists to Wuhan are of guilt, LOL chat. From Jack Smith, instead of hating my warning and repenting, you chose to mock the Messiah. There's still time though, Jim, repent. From Slack Sloucher, the article actually shows a really great way to overthrow China itself. Thanks for the tip, Wired. Samantha Schoner, I live and work near the Osaka airport and have to take a train every day. I'm probably screwed. Actually, how screwed are you? Let's take a look. Where is the shit in Japan? Let me just scroll over to Japan. Take a look here. Well, it's oh yeah, it's right in the fucking center of Osaka, isn't it? It's only one though in Osaka. Actually, first confirmed case January 29th. Guide in the same bus as a group. Oh shit, it's probably a lot then. Actually, they're probably all over. You're fucked. I'm sorry. From Aleph Omega, what will happen to the bug chasers once Corona Chan ends her tour? There'll probably be a lot of butt hurt. From Jimmy Butt Russell, our Lord Eugene Gu will save China. Don't worry, Poppy. We just need to put him on a plane so we can tell him how not dangerous it is. From B, Aussie nurses here again. I'm still alive, but my hospital received emergency orders from the healthcare department to screen and refuse any patients who have been to China in the last 6 months. It's just a flu, bro. From TG QWERTY, ncov.r6.no, useful resource to compare previous virus outbreaks. Sorry, Super Chat won't let me put in web address. From Obama Barack, look up the death of construction worker for Amazon in Ohio. Intangible Jackets, more Kung Flu treachery from the fiendish Dr. Wu. From Caleb Lambright, you didn't laugh, screw you, Corona Jim. I think you've missed my first Super Chat about NNRU. NNRU 11219, also Brittany Venti's 23rd birthday. Happy early first anniversary, NNRU and Photon Jim. The unknown otaku. I make woofu jokes every in WoW. We will see if I get banned. Yeah, I'm curious if they're going after people in games. I know how they've been after the whole shitstorm with China and Blizzard. So I'm kind of curious how they're going to handle this one. Maybe all the mods that would ban you are Chinese and are dead already, so you can get away with it. Who knows? From Ignis Spiritus Tenebris, China Alters Bible, God fucks the whole planet. From Psych66, Jim, in the next stream, instead of the black pill, let's talk about fun things like Danny the Panda and speedrunners like Narcissa. Maybe I'll just do another anime stream to give us a little bit of a breather from all the death. From Caleb Lambright, I've bought your 4 out of 5 hat stars flat from your store on Teespring. I've given you a lot of money, Jim. Are we even friends? Or do you even think of me? I don't even think of you at all. I have no internet friends. At least not ones that haven't bought at least 12 hats. I'm sorry, it will take at least 12 hats. From Luminox, if I get the Wu flu, I'm taking Trudeau with me. From Racial Whale, probably the CIA, the second largest CIA base is in Hong Kong. Hearing this was done in China to be a scapegoat for the economic crash happening. From Raptor 4916, the HIV link is bullshit. It turns out it's super small sections and it's non-conserved areas, i.e. areas of the protein that actually do shit. From John Smith, check out Home, Sweet Home, a manhwa about a NEET who has to interact with his neighbors to survive a monster apocalypse. Still ongoing and addictive. Actually, I will. I'll probably read that after stream. From Jacob Kilgore, my dad is in quarantine in Wuhan right now. Do you want to talk to him? I can hook you up with him in live chat. I don't know if I want to start talking to people in quarantine. Do you mean like a government quarantine or just like in the city in general? I don't know if I want the Chinese government on my ass. I like shit posting about them over here. I don't know if I want them. Who's this asshole on YouTube in America that keeps making fun of our glorious nation? I don't know. I don't know if I want to get involved in that. From Padre Speaks. Oh, it just jumped. God, fuck, I hate this new system. From Cable Brambrat, I've always got Jim's back. I'll make him laugh again. And then RU2, Electric Boogaloo, laugh my ass off. There's ASAP Jim. From SS, let the workers get sick. The corporations will suffer. Where are you going to get your Nikes now? Shout out to my minion Ethnostate. From Fatty Caddy, I miss streamy nice streams during comp sci classes. Gil Lambright, I never forget. I speak for the chat. Lol. Love you, Jim. Remember when I made you laugh? NNRU 21219. I do. From Nuke, if you're not following the Onision drama, a video just got leaked exposing his dad as having a diaper fetish, complete with photos and video. I'm dead serious if you look it up. Okay, well, I'll have to check out that then, if there's a actual diaper fetish. Ymir3, hey, will you archive the stream on BitChute? Thanks for streaming, by the way. I really enjoy your content and hope to see more. Thank you. And I haven't really archived these streams on Streamy because there's so fucking many of them. I've done like one every 3 days. I think we're on stream number 7. It's like 6 or 7 at this point. Chase Weiner, scientists say around 2022, 2 stars will collide and it'll make a new star. Isn't a new star sign a biblical sign of the end times as well as plagues? Well, there are quite a lot of plagues out there. Caleb Lambright, Legato Mahdi, and KCC owned in chat today, based from Bun Bun's coronavirus, just a town over for me. Pray for me, Jimbo. I live in a gift giver state. I think I'm doomed. Legato Mahdi said, Bayonetta 3 canceled. He wins, Jim. Okay, I think I'm caught up. I've missed some. My throat's giving out on me. Let me read the last couple here. K's Alidity. Jim, are you looking for an alternative to BitChute just in case it goes under? The traction is very low and filled with boomer skeptics and wignats. I like BitChute. I think more people will transition over there just to do their shit. Once we get more like YouTube poop stuff, once we get more fucking gaming videos and just people doing their own shit, when it's not just all super serious stuff, I think that will really help BitChute. And they put the money in and the time in, and they're slowly building it up, and I haven't had any issues with them. So I'm happy with BitChute. Caleb Lambright, I know what I'm getting for my birthday, 12 hats, BFF. And finally, Bev B. Ventello 591. Hey, Jim, can you make a voicemail message for me? I don't, what is your name? B. Ventello 591. Is that what you want? Hi, this is B. Vantello. You've reached the gay sex shop. I am currently busy fisting my ass with a dragon dildo. I'll get back to you as soon as possible once I've taken the knot out of my rectum. Leave the message after the beep. And from Celicos, my wife's ass tasted bad today. Press F for fart. Rip and Pepperoni, your wife's ass. We will all remember it. Pressing F for fart. Thank you, chat, for coming out. I'm hoping we survive the next fucking week. But I truly believe, tomorrow I think it's going to be between 19,500 and 20,000 infected. I think it's still going to go. We'll see what happens. If it peters out, it peters out. But I got good feelings about our girl Corona-chan here. Now I've got an end song prepared. I have it prepared and ready to go for once. Holy shit. I think it's fitting with the theme of everything that's going on right now. I hope you all enjoy it. I'll see you next stream. If you survive it. If not, big F in chat for you.
The world is burning. Let's masturbate. People in the Houses of Parliament masturbate. People in Buckingham Palace, they masturbate. People at the United Nations, they masturbate. Watercolor artists, they masturbate. Lollipop ladies, lollipop men, masturbating. People living in substandard housing, not able to afford acrylic paint. They smash up bus shelters, and they masturbate. The world is burning. Let's masturbate. Let's singularly, on our own, or together collectively, in celebration of life. Don't be a stranger. The world's burning. Let's, if we do nothing ever again in our lives, let us masturbate. Or together collectively, let's masturbate. You and me. The world is burning. The world is burning, burning. Now, like a whole world. Masturbate.